What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web here on a happy hump day edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter, giving you something to think about. And how do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we will have, of course, Harry the Greek coming on just a little bit here. My co-host getting into all the Bucs news, and there is plenty of Bucs news, and it is not all great news. In fact, it is pretty bad news, if you will. At 9 o'clock, we will have Leo Haggerty along with guest from Amped Up Sports to break down what else the Buffalo Bills, the final preseason game. Thank God for that. I think everybody is pretty much ready to turn the page when it comes to preseason. And then after that, we will have another special guest, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneers Radio Network, for about 20 minutes answering questions. But it'll just be me and you for right now, as we will read comments, take phone calls, and get reaction when it comes to the Buccaneer news of the night, of the day, whatever you want to call it. We'll also have Turnbuckle Talk after that. Lots of stuff there. Wrestling Palooza. Hello, ESPN. Hello, WWE. On September 20th, you will have a premium live event. This is breaking news, I think about an hour ago, by WWE and ESPN. So good stuff there. Let's talk about the big-time Bucs news. And, of course, it involves Jalen McMillan. Todd Bowles described it as a severely strained neck. And unfortunately, it looks like he is going to be going on the PUP list, IR, excuse me, not the PUP list, the IR, and will miss possibly 8 games. So the Bucs, it looks like they're going to miss him for about 8 games. Could be back by, of course, the Bucs have a week 9 bye with a strained neck. Just disappointing, severely strained neck. So, you know, again, McMillan fell awkwardly on his back of his head. You saw the hit, and I believe it was Daryl Porter Jr. So not good news there. So the Bucs lose him. So you would think that Emeka Egbuka, the rookie, is going to be the number 2 wide receiver. So I guess it goes out to Bucs fans right now. How much confidence do you have in this offense going forward? It's a lot to ask for a rookie, but Emeka has been tremendous in the short time that we've seen him here when it comes to training camp and, of course, preseason action. So do you have confidence in this rookie? Do you have confidence in this offense? Of course, already missing McMillan, but also missing Chris Godwin, which could be an extended period of time. So what's your confidence level when it comes to this Bucs offense? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. As we're live on Instagram Live, YouTube Super Chats, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn Live. Should the Bucs go out there and sign a veteran receiver? It's been mentioned by one of our webheads out there, Scott Marchant, Amari Cooper, 31 years old. Or do the Bucs go with what they have? Do you go with, of course, you're going to have Mike Evans. You would have, again, Egbuka. Does Sterling Shepard slide? You would think Sterling Shepard would be the third guy. He's going to get lots of reps. We talked about how important he was to this team, how important he was to this team last year as a veteran. Has the chemistry with Baker Mayfield. He's done it before. He's been able to do it. He's going to have to do it more. Guys are going to have to step up. It's going to be interesting. Like the preseason game, like nobody really cared about it, but now you're going to care about it. You know why? Because you have all these injuries to that wide receiving room. So who's going to step up out of this bunch? Is it going to be Rack Jarrett? Is it going to be Trey Palmer? Is it going to be Cam Johnson? Is it going to be Tez Johnson? What do you think, Bucs fans? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I got a trade just came back here. All right. Chiefs, team trades, Chiefs, wide receiver Sky Moore. All right. Just came across there. So wide receiver being traded. There could be somebody cut. Maybe the Bucs pick up somebody. Are you interested in picking up somebody as a veteran, or do you go with what you have? And we talked about this the other night on Monday. Who is the backup quarterback? Is it Teddy Bridgewater? Or is it Kyle Trask? No, lots of Bucs fans out there are disappointed in Teddy Bridgewater with the throw. But again, you just have to remember that the guy hasn't played. The guy's been with the team for 2 weeks. So he may be a little bit rusty. It was a tough throw. It was a dirty hit. It was somewhat of a dirty hit, was it not, ladies and gentlemen? But that is the risk of when you play preseason football. Like, they're meaningless. When we talk about it all the time, it's all about evaluation process, but it's also about what? Staying healthy. And the Bucs have not been able to do that early in the process at all. Also, Christian Izien out with an oblique injury, according to Todd Bowles. Most likely will miss the first week or more. So another injury to the back end. Of course, Antoine Winfield Jr. getting some good news here. Returned. We talked about that situation, how much you're going to need Winfield Jr. to solidify that back end. How he's got to solidify that back end. How he can return to be the best safety in the game. But when I interviewed him, what was the emphasis? The emphasis was to stay healthy. So it looks like he'll be ready for week 1 versus the Atlanta Falcons. But I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is going to be tough. You're not going to have Chris Godwin. You're not going to have Jalen McMillan. You may not have Tristan Wirfs. You're not going to have Christian Izien. So can this Bucs team step up offensively and defensively? You're going to have Baker Mayfield. You're going to have Mike Evans. You're going to have Bucky Irving. We'll see about Rachaad White, Sean Tucker, Cade Otton coming into a year here who wants to re-sign, get an extension. How do you do that? You start being more consistent. You start catching the ball more consistently. You start becoming that tight end that the Bucs need. So we'll go out to the phone lines here. Open again, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. All right, let's go out to YouTube here. If any Bucs fans feel bad about not having Tristan Wirfs for week 1, just know the Falcons are even more screwed with the blindside tackle. Yeah, because again, I know there's a lot of Bucs fans that go out there and say, well, this is just happening to the Bucs. No, it's happening all around the NFL at this point. It is. It's happening all around the place. They lose today, the Falcons, and this is according to Joe Bucs fan as I go through my notes. They did lose their tackle today. Caleb McGarry. Looks like he went out with a leg injury. That's offensive line. That's huge. So now do you feel more confident about this defensive line and what they can do with Hassan Reddick and Kalijah Kancey and Yaya Diaby and Vita Vea and possibly the way Chris Braswell played the other night? That was encouraging. Again, preseason game. But they're going to depend on him. You would have to be encouraged by that news because all we hear about is how the Falcons are the favorites, if you will, the national media favorite, although we will get into this real quick. Sports Illustrated predicted the Bucs to not only be 12-5, which was my record in the first place, but also be the number 1 seed in the entire NFC. How about that? Sports Illustrated. We're getting into some more predictions here. Let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Hey, Peter, it's Gilmer Reisker and Rena Smart, your biggest fans.
Hey, man.
Fort Myers.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in, as always.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have to say?
So Peter.
Yes.
I have to say that I think we have a wide receiver. We have wide receiver depth.
Okay.
And I think we're going to be awesome for the Atlanta game.
So no concern at this point.
There, by the way, I'm going to be there. I'm flying in. I'm going to be there.
All right. Where are you flying? You're flying in from where?
From Fort Myers.
Oh, I was going to say Fort Myers. Okay, so good. Awesome. That's great. You're going to be here. You definitely have to come out to the tailgate. Well,
I'm going to be at the Atlanta game.
Oh, you're going to be at the Atlanta game. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. See, I thought you were going to say, I thought you said the Jets game. See, here's where I'm at right now. I'm looking forward to the home opener with the Jets. You're going to be at the Atlanta game. So, all right. Yeah. Well, I'm
going to be representing. I'm going to call you guys while I'm there.
Okay.
And we're not going to have a problem. We got a lot of depth with wide receivers.
Okay.
I think we're going to do great. And I predict, let me see. I'm going to predict right now. So let me see. The score is going to be Atlanta 16.
Okay.
Bucs 31.
31. Okay, so 31-16 Tampa Bay. All right, I like it. I like it a lot.
Wait up, little boy.
I like it.
Wait up.
I like it. I like it.
How about them Bucs, baby?
I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
So listen, we're going to be representing at the Jets game too. We're going to be out there on the field with the flags.
Well, and that listen, I'm definitely looking forward to the Jets game because, of course, the Bucs wearing the white and creamsicle throwbacks there with their 50th season. So everybody getting excited about that. But we'll be live at What the Buck tailgate. So come on by, guys. I really would appreciate you guys coming on by. We'll get you on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television right before the game. All right.
Awesome.
That would be fun.
All right.
So,
yes.
Also, I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? I was gonna tell him something.
Yeah.
How do you like Bake's commercial?
I like it. I'm a Popeyes fan first and foremost.
I love Popeyes
guys,
too.
in case you didn't see this, Baker Mayfield now has commercials with Popeyes and Uber Eats, which is great because I love Popeyes chicken. And I think the most underrated, the food there is not necessarily the fried chicken because everybody knows about the fried chicken. It is the red beans and rice. That is so absolutely, it's underrated, my friends. It's absolutely underrated. Red beans and rice, fried chicken. You can't go wrong with that. The mashed potatoes are good with gravy, but they're a little bit spicy. And of course, Baker Mayfield having a commercial with Popeyes. So you got to go to Popeyes now, Bucs fans, and pick up that chicken. Although,
so this was your fun call of the night.
Okay.
Because all we are is positivity. You know that, right?
I know that. I appreciate that, Raina, and I appreciate that, guys. I really do. Thanks a lot for calling in the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Use that second call if you want to. All right.
All right. Have a
Sounds great, Peter. Have a great one.
Thank you. There you go. So we will get them out of there. I love that positivity. I would expect some Bucs fans to be a little bit nervous, and I'm with you on this because I've been asked this week, where did the Bucs go from here? And it's a tough situation because there is so much positivity. There is so much excitement going on. You did have this offense, a top 3 offense last year with Baker Mayfield throwing over 40 touchdowns. So you have to be excited about it, right? And then we talked to Jalen McMillan, and he says from the second half of the year, it was belonging. He had that momentum carried over, made a great catch, and looks like he's going to be the guy there that's going to be your number 2 wide receiver, and Abuka is going to be in the slot, or Abuka is going to be on the outside. And now you're not going to have him. So, and then, of course, not having Chris Godwin, which was to be expected. because we kind of told you this. I mean, this is the reason why Jason Licht drafted Ibuka in the first place. But once again, doesn't Jason Licht look like, once again, a genius in the league with drafting Ibuka, number 19? That guy is so impressive. If he can continue to be impressive, who knows? Maybe he has an opportunity to win Rookie of the Year. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So we'll continue to read these comments. Appreciate the phone call. As always, you're exactly right, Virgin Boys. The injuries are not just hitting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because it seems like it is. It's also hitting the Atlanta Falcons, which hurts them. And they have a young quarterback. And yes, they have plenty of weapons. And everybody has their eyes on week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons and knows how important it is to take care of business. Because if you lose that game, it's basically like losing 2, because it counts in that division race. It does. All right, let's go out to Christopher O'Reilly. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Tim here. How you feeling, Peter? Feeling great, man. It's my favorite day of the week. It's a happy hump day edition.
Hump day.
Although I will say that the day wasn't necessarily the best on the phone. I'll just give him the JP at this point.
F you,
yeah.
F you, F you, and F you. Peace out. I'm going to go have a Guinness.
I wish I had that sound effect every time I was on the phone. I really do. Like, you just don't even know. Like, just getting cursed out all day long by potential customers. Go out to Instagram Live here. Sitting says, go Bucs all day long. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Stop. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
Go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucs. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in there on Instagram Live. So I'm feeling great. Christopher Cole, evening peeps to you. Jeff Moore says, go Bucs. Go Bucs. Can't wait for the home opener against the Jets. Absolutely, because you got 2 road games. But in those first 4 games of the season become just a little bit more difficult, don't they, Bucs fans? I mean, that's the question of the night. How much confidence do you have in this offense? We saw it last year with all the injuries. Remember how good they were, but you got a new offensive coordinator now. You've got Tristan Wirfs, who's out. You were missing Mike Evans for a part of that. You were missing Chris Godwin for a part of that for the majority of the year. And then after that, you had guys like Sterling Shepard, McMillan, as we talked about. Ryan Miller may be big on this team this year. So again, that's the question at this point. What's your confidence level? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Give me a 1 to 10 confidence level in this offense. What do you think they can do this year without McMillan, without Godwin, but still having Evans, still having this rookie that is impressive, but as you know, my co-host Harry the Greek would say, it's a lot to ask for a rookie, but we shall see how that all plays out. So can't wait for the home opener against the Jets. Absolutely agree. Injuries are getting out of control. That they are. Ben Cornett from Las Vegas. Good evening, Peter Blake. Good evening to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Let's go out to Christopher Cole. It could be worse because the Falcons could be without their 2 starting offensive linemen. So how about that? Again, 2 offensive linemen. I thought it was just 1. Now it's 2. So there you go. How about that? So McGarry's out. Mike DeRoche. Hey, Peter. Hey, what's going on to you?
Oh, yeah.
Raina, once again, thanks a lot for the call. Hey, Peter Blake. Hey to you.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Cornett. Confidence level for this offense, 8.5. Here we go. This is what I wanted to see here. 8.5 out of 10. We got a good running game, and you still have Evans. The offensive line is a year older with experience. Ibuka will be fine, in my opinion. So, okay. So 8.5 right now. That's 8.5. Again, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Dirty hit. Yes, sir, it was.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Dave here. No Bucs starters better play in the last preseason game. All our best depth positions are no weaknesses. Okay. I think there's going to be some potential players in this game that we have to pay attention to. I think Tez Johnson comes to mind for me. Is Trey Palmer going to play in this game? Because he's going to fight for this wide receiving role. How many wide receivers are you going to keep? You're, again, going to be without McMillan. You're going to be without Godwin. So some of these guys may make the team by default at this point. And I'm looking at Tez Johnson. That's my guy right now. I've seen something from him that I really like. I like the explosive nature. I like his electricity. I like his elusiveness. I think that if he can catch the ball consistently, which he'll get every opportunity, I believe, on Saturday night to show that versus the Buffalo Bills, then he'll definitely make the team not only as a special teams player, but also in that wide receiving room. Safety, Shiloh Sanders. Could he be on the bubble at this point? Because, a lot of hype from Bucs fans. I get it. He's prime son. Can he win a role with the safety room, which has their injuries? Christian Izzian. Of course, we talk about Antoine Winfield Jr., Tyke Smith out for a little bit. So the safety position is you're gonna need to watch that. And I get it. There's no starters are going to play, nor should they, after all the injuries this Bucs team has had. Go out to Dave again. Dirty hit and crap throw. Yeah, not a great throw again. But it happens. Again, injuries happen, but it is a tough throw. That is the other question of the night. And I put this out on social media, and I was surprised because there wasn't a lot of people in the Kyle Trask camp as the backup. But this is another position that you have to watch on Saturday night. Is Teddy going to win the second role here? Is he going to be the backup quarterback, or is it going to be Kyle Trask? And who do you think should be the backup? Who do you have confidence that is going to be the backup for this team? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. 31 is the best. Mike DeRoche. I'm concerned all reports of Buka has been a star in camp, so I'm not in panic mode yet. I heard from somebody off air. They were a little bit panicked on the injury situation. They were. Take a drink here. And I get it. There's a lot of weapons. But what do we see from this offense? Albeit a different offensive coordinator. We saw Baker Mayfield. I think they're going to depend more on this run game. You're going to have to depend on this run game more and more. You're going to have to. Takes the pressure off. I believe these wide receivers can get open. But you have to have balance. So you're going to depend on a Bucky Irving. You're going to depend on a Rashad White if he's healthy. You're going to depend on a Sean Tucker. You're going to depend on a Cade Otton. You're going to. Wow. Somebody's in here early. I thought it was going to be 9:30. He's in here early already. Maybe I should just go with him before let's just go. You know what? You want to come on in? He's in the back room there. So let me go to read these comments, and we will get, I said 8:30. Well, maybe I did say 8:30. Well, you know what? 8:30 is probably a good time at this point. Let me read the rest of these comments. Actually, you know what? We'll get back to the comments in just a moment. Let's go out to the media icon himself, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Well,
my bad. I am looking at it, and for the record, Peter Blake does say right there 9:30. I thought that said 8:30.
Well, that's okay.
For the record, I am here an hour early. So do you want me now? Do you want me later? What do you want?
I want it now. I want what
you want, and you want it right now. That's good.
That's it. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. And the big story of the week has, of course, been injuries. It seems like it's been the whole story of this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team, besides the expectations. Chris Godwin, Tristan Wirfs, and now Jalen McMillan. Just it's tough. I'm trying to be optimistic about this, but gets a little bit. And
And this is an epidemic all over the NFL, not just here. Who can survive preseason and the first couple of weeks of the season with the injuries, Peter?
Yeah.
So the Jalen McMillan hit, let's go right there. I was right on the line with that when Bridgewater threw that ball over the middle and threw it high, and you could just see for the half second, you could see the defensive back bearing down on his legs and flip him over, and he didn't get flipped all the way over and lands on his neck. Thankfully, it was not more serious. He sat up within a few seconds, and then he kind of jogged off, which was a good sign. But obviously, as you get evaluated and as your adrenaline, comes down and the soreness sets in and whatever stretching or damage to ligaments or whatever in your neck, it's not good. It's not good. So it's a real reality check. And like the viewer was saying that you just put the comment up, and I saw that backstage, how big is Ibuka's drafting now look? How big a role is he going to play? Everybody that's not yet drafted in their fantasy football league, he just went way up on the draft board if you're looking at Buccaneer receivers, obviously. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate what happened there, but injuries are part of this. You're just going to have to get ready for some of this to continue to happen even in the first couple of weeks of the season. Who can stay healthy? We saw it with Rashad White. This kid, J.J. Roberts, who we were raving about on your show a week ago, turns out in the practice with the Steelers, he ends up twisting and damaging his knee, and he's going to have knee surgery and is out for the year. So there goes that opportunity. What do we keep saying? Your availability is big this time of year, especially with the younger players.
It really is, TJ. And, you got Antoine Winfield Jr. coming back. So, of course, that's huge. Tyke Smith a little bit banged up. So the back end, the wide receiving room, I think if you want to look at something positively, because that's what we do, Ibuka has the opportunity to not only be the number 2 wide receiver. And I'm trying to, think of a rookie that came in right away and was productive for this Bucs offense. And the guy that I can think of.
The first one, did you not think of 13? Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Monstrous original season as a rookie.
Right.
Now, I would have to think in the recent, who's a nut, Michael Clayton, for all the problems after the rookie year, had a tremendous rookie year in a bad season in 2004.
Sure.
And I'm trying to think in between that. Didn't Mike Williams, the late Mike Williams, have a good, if not really good, rookie season? So we've seen this some recently out of rookie receivers, but there's a lot of expectation on what Emeka Egbuka can do. How good was that catch? I mean, my vantage point was looking like this at Bridgewater. I'm on about the 10-yard line at that point, and I'm looking at that ball, and I went, oh, there's Egbuka, and look at that. Feet down, butt down, elbow down, absolutely a catch. How good was that, Peter Blake?
It was beautiful. I mean, it was a beautiful throw, and for me, there were.
Did that look like a rookie, by the way?
Did not look like a rookie. You know what it looked like? It looked like Mike Evans, and it's funny because I believe, I'm trying to think, somebody on Twitter mentioned this, that Mike Evans, he caught, I believe, his first touchdown against the Steelers there. And then Egbuka does the same thing, albeit in the preseason game in Pittsburgh. So it's maybe, who knows? Maybe that's a little omen.
I just know this. Sterling Shepard came over congratulating him, and then they came running by me. And Sterling Shepard's looking at the crowd, at the Bucs fans, and he's right by me going, real deal, pointing at Egbuka. Real deal, real deal. He said it 3 times, running back to the bench. And I think it's tough to argue right now that he's not the real deal, and he's going to be counted on heavily here at the beginning of the year. Get ready. And again, let's temper the expectation, because Evans is going to draw a lot of attention. And you were hoping that if you have McMillan and Egbuka, that's going to free up one or the other some. Yeah. But now they may try to tie Egbuka up, the rookie, as well. But you can't double team everybody. Cannot. So stay tuned. But that guy, from what we've seen so far, I realize we're 2 games into his first season in the preseason.
Yeah.
But that guy looks like he can be a key contributor for this year and maybe for a long time to come. Love it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it too. And the other guy that I saw that I thought was impressive in this game, we'll go back to the Bucs win there 17-14 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Teddy Bridgewater, I think he solidified and showed you why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tabbed him. And he's been with them 2 weeks, and he's coming out there. He knows the offense. He's making decisive decisions. And I know there's Kyle Trask fans out there, and I understand he was with the backups. But it clearly looked like he regressed just a little bit. I mean, what did you think of that quarterback situation?
I think that's fair. It looks like he is at times a little gun shy on making the read and getting rid of the ball. Trask, back to Bridgewater. It took a little bit to get warmed up and make some throws. Again, he threw late and he threw high to McMillan over the middle. So I understand there's some criticism there that on that play, you're getting your guy clobbered. But look at the touch on the Bucky Irving touchdown. Look at the touch on the Ibuka touchdown. Can I just dispel, we'll use that word here for a couple moments. They're not going to get rid of Kyle Trask. Right. I mean, you've got to have insurance. You're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. So this is still a battle going into Saturday night as well. If Trask looks good again, I think that'll be interesting. For all intents and purposes, Teddy Bridgewater has played for the better part of about a decade in the NFL. Has how many starts? You have it in front of you. I think he has like 78 touchdowns. He has 15,000 yards. He's got to have 70-plus starts, right? 80-plus starts at least. So I'll guess at that. Right. I'll guess that he has like 50-plus conservatively and probably closer to 70-plus. Somebody can correct us. So clearly – he's the more experienced guy that's played more, but you don't know that. What happens? I don't want this to happen, but what happens if he's out there Saturday and he tweaks a hamstring? That's why all these people that want to, the figurative Buccaneer, make Kyle Trask walk the plank and throw him in Tampa Bay. Hey, just be careful. Be careful on doing that. You're going to need probably depth at the quarterback position upcoming this season, because you've been able to keep Baker mostly healthy through the 2 years. Hopefully he's healthy all the way through this 3rd year, but that's why you have insurance. It's why you have backups. And I would be shocked that both of them are not there come final cuts.
79 games played in his career.
Yeah.
With the Vikings, Carolina Panthers, Denver Broncos, Lions, the last. I thought he looked good. I don't think they're going to get rid of Kyle Trask.
He hasn't played. This is fair. Teddy Bridgewater hasn't played significant football since 2022. So we're talking about the better part of 3 full years, because he only really came in at the very end with the Lions last year after he'd been coaching down in Miami Northwestern High School.
Right.
So he wasn't even in an NFL situation, a camp, a practice situation week to week to week at all. And he wasn't in the Buccaneers off season or in their training camp until 2 weeks ago with preseason starting. So stay tuned on that. And other than that, I thought Jacob Parrish showed out as a young player. Zion McCollum had the early interception. Jacob Parrish showed out as a young player, and they're going to need that. And stay tuned. Chris Braswell, who we were talking about, saw a couple of flashes from Braswell. What did you think? What else?
I love it. I love the flashes from Braswell. I think it's much needed after that first game, and you're going to need him in that rotation with Walker going down to, once again, another injury. So he's going to be important, of course, 2nd-round pick. So, there's a lot of expectation. So it was good to see him rush the passer, use the bull rush, use different moves, and get after the quarterback, or whether it was against backups or whatever else. You want to see that. That's what the Bucs have to see. With that being said, talking about the defense, what are your thought process on that safety position? Because now, again, you lose Christian Izien. And we interviewed him just a couple months ago. Great interview. And even Todd Bowles talked about how important he was. He's a jack of all trades, can play different safety positions, plays nickel. Now you're down with him. Now, does that open up a spot for a Shiloh Sanders or a Wisdom or somebody like that? What have you seen?
Well, and they were playing, help me here. Farr was the new cover corner they got just last week.
Yes.
Number 11. And then it's Kendall Vidor. Is that the last name? 22.
But Vidor.
He made a couple of plays. including on a long throw in the fourth quarter. He came from about 5 yards of depth and came over and made maybe a touchdown-saving bat away of the ball as a safety, with what he was being asked to do. So Antoine Winfield back healthy. Tyke Smith, again, has not been practicing this week, but they're kind of counting on him as well at the safety position. So it's interesting that you're going to have that depth tested. And like you mentioned, Izzian can play safety. Again, we talked about this, your availability. He's not available right now, so that's chances for somebody else. He's got the oblique injury. If this were the regular season, it would be more damaging because that's probably a 3 or 4 week injury where you're going to miss 3 or 4 games. Right now, he's not going to play. I'm saying this, probably not going to play in the Buffalo preseason game. Then you have a full middle of the next week because Izzian is going to be with you on the roster. And then you have the week of the Falcons game to see, okay, can he do anything? Is he another week away? They'll probably take their time on that. But if it was going to happen with him, with that kind of injury, now was a good time to have that happen and get that out of the way. And Dave Moore made this point the other night on the radio, which is, as a former player, as a 15-year veteran, what the preseason used to get you ready for, and now it only sort of gets you ready for, because they don't play enough, is what happens when your adrenaline's going and you're flying 90 miles an hour and there's contact and collisions, and now you go over to the sideline and you cool down for 5 to 7 minutes of actual time with a TV timeout and the defense on the field, and you're talking to your coaches and you're getting used to the rhythm, and now, bam, you got to go back out there again and immediately ramp up with your adrenaline and ramp up with the contact, blocking, getting tackled, whatever, trying to make the tackle if you're a defensive player. And then you come over and you cool down again. And that's the ritual. That's what you're getting your body ready for. And so these injuries start to crop up because guys have not been doing that in a 2-a-day situation or physical padded practices of training camp. And now they get out there, whether it is in a preseason game or in the first regular season game, and you do the whole adrenaline, knock down, go over, cool down, come back, adrenaline again, hot day, you go and you cool off a little bit, you come back, it's hot again, as it will be in these early games at home. The first 2 games are climate controlled in Atlanta and Houston. But he was just talking about to physically get ready, get your body ready for the contact and get ready for the soft tissue problems. You're getting a lot of that out in 2-a-days and physical practice. And you just don't have it now. You don't have that. And he would even say, he said this the other night, that we would play the third preseason game all the way into the third quarter because you would simulate halftime where everybody goes in, cools down halftime, and then you want to make adjustments at halftime like you would do in a regular season game and come out and play the first series of the second half. That's now basically unheard of. No one does that anymore in the NFL with a preseason game where they go in at the half and come back out. If they do, it's very rare in any of the preseason games for any of the teams. So it is a different day in 2025, Peter. It
is definitely a different day, and that would be the reason why you have so many injuries around with the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives. Let me go out to my co-host here, analyst, of course, handicapper extraordinaire. Here we go. Mr. Harry the Greek right here. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television.
Back in the kitchen.
Back in the kitchen.
What did we have tonight?
Lots of good Greek food. Too much to explain. TJ.
Yeah.
How was your trip to Pittsburgh, sir?
It was all good. Are you aware from the social media post that we did hit the legendary Primanti brothers?
Oh.
So I did hit the 1933 Sandwich Icon place, if I have it correctly.
I see in the post. That place I hear is absolutely phenomenal.
And there would be the close-up of the sandwich with the fries and the crowd, if I can get the shot.
Oh, my
God.
God.
The crowd, the fries, all of it on the pastrami sandwich, Greek.
Well, there is something missing there.
Which is?
Peter's ketchup.
Yeah, no. No, actually, the ketchup is in the shot. If you look, the ketchup is back there, but it's not on the. It's not actually on the Primanti brothers. So that is definitely an artery clogging facility for the heart at Primanti brothers. When we hit that, the Steel City was good. The weather was good. You know what else? Can I just digress? There's that word again for just a second, Peter.
Sure. Yes.
That I took a stroll around downtown Pittsburgh by the hotel, and I was putting this on social media. By the way, here's the video coming into downtown Pittsburgh. If you ever wondered coming out of the tunnel and over the bridge.
Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
just showing this to the sports web audience, little shot of that van, but there's downtown. There's one of the rivers. That's the
There's
Allegheny,
a stadium on the other side.
By
from
the
side of
way,
the river.
By the way, I know you're a movie buff. I know there's a lot of movie buffs out
Yeah.
there. What superhero movie predominantly was filmed in Pittsburgh?
At the stadium, Batman, one of the Batmans recently was there.
Yes, the Dark Knight Rises. Very good.
Right, and they filmed all the football scenes there.
All of it. And you had
So I walked around over one of those bridges and over the water, and I hung out with Willie Stargell, Greek.
Awesome.
Pops and I were hanging out in center field of PNC Park. They have Willie Stargell statue. Peter doesn't know that name. Stargell was one of the iconic Pittsburgh Pirates first baseman, helped them win the world title. We Are Family World Series. There's me and Pops hanging out. And then Greek, take a look, because I caught up with Roberto Clemente, the Roberto Clemente in right field on Roberto Clemente Way.
One of my favorite baseball players of all time.
Peter, you got to YouTube up the Roberto Clemente highlights. Outfielder for the Pirates in the early 70s.
Yep.
Tremendous hitter for average, for power. Rocket arm. Harry, verify. Had an absolute missile, right, of a right arm.
You never ran on the guy, Pete. I didn't care how fast you were. It was unbelievable.
I mean, like the modern would be Andre Dawson, right? A little more modern than Clemente. And I'm trying to think who else in the present day has a rocket arm like out of right field to throw to third.
Before the steroid allegations, I know there was a player that looked up to Clemente. That was Sammy Sosa at the time. I know that because he's wearing.
Did Sosa? Now wait. Now Harry would be the authority. Did Sosa have an arm anything like Clemente? No. But the Hawk, Andre Dawson, or as Harry always called him, Carey, the Hawk.
The Hawk.
Was
that after 4 or 5
old styles of the old styles? Or the Budweisers, but the Hawk could absolutely throw it from like a seed, as they call it, from right field for the Expos or for the Cubs. But Clemente was the truth. Peter Blake, we talk about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Never had to get much air into the ball either.
No.
Wow.
This thing came like a missile.
YouTube up watching Roberto Clemente throw guys out at third and throw guys out at the plate on the line from right field.
Ozzie Guillen's favorite player, Roberto Clemente.
Yeah, Clemente was
phenomenal. By the way, you made a comment about We Are Family. Peter, not you, TJ.
Yeah.
Peter, hands up in the air when I ask this, because there's no Googling. Who sang that song, We Are Family?
1978, 79.
Well, it's 79. They won the championship, and it is Sister Sledge.
Yes, sir. Yes,
wait a minute. You looked at something on that.
He did. I know he did.
You speak the language of Sister Sledge?
I remember
that was the song.
Because you always watch This Week in Baseball.
Also was the greatest dancer.
Well, listen.
But Sister Sledge, go ahead.
You always watch This Week in Baseball, and there's always a history, and there was a history of the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates. And
I will go a level higher. Are you ready?
Go for it.
I previously interviewed Doug Williams and Jimmy Giles when Jimmy, I believe, was going in the Ring of Honor. They talked about the 79 Buccaneer season, which is that same fall. And by the way, the Steelers later won the Super Bowl in January of 1980. They were potentially going to play the Buccaneers. They played the Rams instead. So that fall, the song We Are Family is all over the place on the radio. The Pirates have it as their theme song. And Doug and Jimmy swear that on the boombox in the one Buccaneer Place locker room, they were blaring We Are Family the same way.
Wow.
It was a family thing with the Bucs.
Cool.
You know, the old school, big as your like sofa chair boombox. They got that going in the locker room with a cassette player if they had to have it.
Love it.
Playing We Are Family. So now we tie it
sure
back.
It wasn't the 8-track you had to pop in?
Yeah, and the 8-track
Do you remember those?
Peter, yes, was like this.
Yeah,
it was like this, about
I
that big.
Listen, I remember that.
Put it down in the.
Remember, you never had an 8-track player.
My dad had it.
He had it in the car. Yeah,
had
it in the car.
My dad
had him in the car.
Yes,
you put him in the car, and it was like putting it in a toaster.
Yeah.
So,
not only that, do you know what was really cool? I love these times with TJ, me, and Peter on here.
Yes.
I remember having it was like a suitcase, you know, and then you had cassette, carriers, remember? And you zipped up them on top and you flipped them over.
He is not exaggerating. They would have a cassette or 8-track holder that was like a suitcase, and it had dividers to put your cassettes or your 8-tracks in. And you would take that as your portable music to go somewhere and play.
And you could put stickers on the top of them so you had them in alphabetical order. How about that? And you know what? And if people were impressed with that side, you flipped the case over,
and you had more.
Unzipped it, and you had another 2 sections.
He's not exaggerating about an actual suitcase that would carry this stuff. All right.
Now, 1 CD takes care of 10 suitcases, but that's
I'm with you. I'm with you. That's true.
Okay.
All right. So, we look forward to this game with the Bills. I don't know how much you're going to see out of the starters, if at all. Again, they're not practicing with Buffalo when they did practice the previous 2 games with Pittsburgh and with Tennessee. So does that mean we'll see starters a little bit on the opening drive in the first quarter? Maybe. I don't believe you're going to see number 6 or number 13 just because you don't want injury.
No.
But stay tuned on who else you might see. I thought, again, what do I know? But you're running the risk, and it's a double-edged thing. You're getting Bucky Irving some work, but he got clobbered the 5th time, the 6th time running the ball. Yeah, we're kind of looking around going, okay, you've given him some carries.
Get him out.
And Harry, I don't know if you heard this, but we were talking about it with the audience. Yeah, you want to get him used to the contact, and you want to get him used to, okay, you go over to the sideline, you cool down, the adrenaline slows down, then you have to go back in, and the adrenaline's back up, you're back pepped up again, and you're on the go again. You want to get used to that. But you also got to protect him, especially with Rashad White a little gimpy. We'll see. I doubt we see him.
What?
Doubt we see him. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, groin injury.
He's back practicing, but are they going to risk it? I mean, they'll tell us a lot. If he's in uniform and he's warming up, number one, that tells us a lot about whether he's going to be out there. So we'll pay attention to that in the pregame warm-up on Saturday night for number 1.
They have got to get Baker they got to get him a series or 2. I'm sorry, they do.
You think so?
Got to get him. They have.
If I'm not mistaken,
this is a new coordinator.
Well, here's the reason why they're not going to do it. And Todd Bowles even said it with the joint practice versus that number 1, Pittsburgh.
I forgot about that. I forgot all about that.
He was going to play him versus the Steelers last Saturday night
in the game.
But because he looked so good in that joint practice, they said, okay.
Well, what he specifically said is we ran the 2-minute drill twice against the Steelers number 1s, and that's what Bowles and Grizzard wanted to see. With Grizzard going over it with him with the headset and how do we operate the 2-minute and the no huddle. They saw it twice, and they saw enough where they didn't, because as he said, we weren't going to get that in a first half anyway. He wasn't going to be playing at the end of the first half. Baker Mayfield anyway, best case scenario on Saturday night. So this Saturday night, we shall see if he's out there at all. Am I not mistaken? I don't think Baker played at all last year in the preseason. I don't think so. We'd have to look.
And I think Peter, he fared pretty well.
Yeah, I don't.
The opening game with the Commanders,
I think you're right. I don't think
he was electric in the opening game without playing in the preseason games. Do you have it in front of you, Peter?
I don't have it in front of me. I'm looking right. I'm pretty sure
that he got out there at least once, at least one game.
I don't think he played.
I don't think he played. But in any event, there is no disputing that with very little, if not zero preseason, they were fantastic on offense against the Commanders.
Yes.
They did not miss a beat in that opening game. Timing with Evans, the throws. Now you make the argument that Godwin was out there too. And they didn't know who Bucky Irving was, and they didn't know really who Jalen McMillan was, so that helped the Commanders.
Right.
It helped the Buccaneers, but this will be interesting to see what they do on Saturday.
I think a couple players I'm looking forward to seeing, again, Shiloh Sanders, a lot of fanfare there. Really quick, what have you seen from him? Now with the injury, there may be a possibility of him making this team. So what have you seen from him first and foremost, Shiloh Sanders?
The biggest thing is going to be special teams. What can he do on special teams on terms of coverage? Because he's not just battling other safeties. He's battling Nick Jackson, for example. He's battling whoever the 4th running back potentially is besides Sean Tucker. This kid Williams that they got from LSU who shined the other night. Is he going to maybe be on the roster? Is he going to be on the practice squad? You're battling him. What about Garrett Green? This is who Shiloh Sanders is having to battle for a roster spot, primarily if they are playing special teams or not. So stay tuned with that. Baker Mayfield did play in the opening preseason game last year with the Dolphins. He was 3 for 3 in that game. So
all right.
I don't know if he played in the,
he went one series and he
probably one series. I'm looking
I didn't think he played.
In the Jaguar series, he did a Jaguar game. He did not play a series. And in the final game with the Bengals, I'm just looking real quick at the stats. He did not play. He played one series in the opening game with Miami.
So 3 for 3 right there. All right. Another guy that's special teams and also may make that wide receiving room because you had injuries to Trey Palmer and, of course, Cam Johnson and Godwin and, of course, McMillan, Tez Johnson. You saw him the other night. He had an opportunity. He almost returned a punt there. He looks explosive. He has that electricity about him.
You see potential. You see explosiveness. And then you saw a rookie where he doesn't come up and catch the ball in the second quarter on a punt and let it go by him. And then he didn't come up and catch it again. And then he decided to go back and try to play it and played it like a hand grenade. He looked like Harry and me trying to pick up the ball bouncing back there off the botched punt. So you learning curve here on what you have to be ready for and what you can and cannot do. But he clearly has an amazing start-stop. You saw that on the quick little completion where he did the start-stop and flew right by two guys. So that guy could be a lot of fun. And again, he returns kicks. Garrett Green can return kicks and punts.
Yeah.
This is, again, back to the debate on who do you keep, because that's one of the ways that Trey Palmer stayed on the roster was being able to return kicks, kick off a punt. But I don't know that they can't keep everybody.
Right.
I don't know that Trey Palmer is safe at this point.
I got a question for you, TJ, and I don't know if you can answer this because of the position that you're in, but what players I need two players. One that would be a surprise if they cut, and one that you would say is a surprise that they kept.
So we were talking about Kyle Trask earlier. I would be stunned. They're not cutting him. They've got to have an insurance policy. You got to have three guys. I don't know of another one. There always is. There always seems to be. There's a couple of, wow, that guy got cut all over the NFL. There may be several, but I don't know that the Buccaneers really have one. But we'll stay tuned. We'll see. Maybe they are down on somebody and they have just decided we're going to move on. There's a salary cap ramification with some of them. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So that would be a surprise if they got cut. I will just say this. It's going to be difficult for Shiloh Sanders to make the 53-man roster. I will be surprised if he's on that versus they risk it on the practice squad. And that may be the case with one of these running backs the same way. Stay tuned. And maybe a couple of other positions where they expose somebody that another team may just go ahead and pick up.
Well, I'll tell you why I asked that is because the Case Keenum might be available really soon. Everybody thought he was going to be the definite shoe-in to be the backup to Caleb Williams. Case Keenum's still got a lot to offer in a tank, but the Chicago Bears just invested in Tyson Bagent for 2 years for $10 million. You can't keep Case Keenum too. And let me tell you something.
The only thing I would say to that is if you go with the same philosophy of you can't have enough, you got to have three, you got to have insurance.
Well, what happens? They have third quarterback.
Who's the third one besides Keenum?
It's a young man with a cannon arm. I don't remember his name. He's not bad, but
you would keep him over a veteran who started and played games like Keenum. You'd have two guys who haven't played games. Well, Bagent, right?
Just from a financial standpoint, Bagent has played in 9 games.
Yeah, he played in some
years.
games. Right,
he's already played in some games. I think he's won like 3 ball games that he actually started, but that was in 2023. And you know what? The kid got his stripes. I mean, I'm not trying to get off on a tangent about the Chicago Bears. He got his stripes, and the bottom line is he completely outplayed Case Keenum. And some people think he should be the starter of the Chicago Bears, which is hogwash and nonsense. But from a financial standpoint, I don't see how they can possibly keep Case Keenum. I just don't see how they can.
So he would be available. And again, who else is going to be interested? And by the way, there are receiver trades being made left and right because I just saw a second ago that Sky Moore, just before I came on with you, Sky Moore got traded from the Chiefs to the San Francisco 49ers tonight for a swap of picks. The Chiefs have already given up on Sky Moore. So
that's hard to believe. Sky Moore's got a lot. I mean,
San Francisco needs a receiver, and they just made a trade. And supposedly Miami's looking for running back or receiver help.
Wow. So, Chicago's looking for a running back too.
So stay tuned.
Well, let me throw this out there. We'll get you out of here because I appreciate the time, as always, here on Evolution of Sports Talk Television, the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneers Radio Network. A guy that you could see maybe being picked up by the Bucs as a veteran because you're not sure what you got there in that wide receiving room. And Amari Cooper, a fan has mentioned that. Would you be surprised to see them pick up a veteran?
And forgive me, I don't even know him in so many worlds. Is he even in a camp or is he on the street? That's a big concern.
He's on the street.
If you're on the street, and you haven't been participating anywhere, what kind of shape are you in to help somebody at this stage?
All you're doing is getting a name, TJ.
Because I saw like Xavier.
All you're getting is a cane.
I understand. And to your point, like they signed Xavier Howard somewhere. I think the Colts signed him, and he's been on the street. So it was earlier last weekend or Monday. Yeah. So how much is he going to help you at the beginning of the year if he's not in football shape? He hadn't been hitting anybody in training camp.
TJ, there's so many rookie wide receivers and even veterans that are going to get cut. I don't think that people really need to jump the switch and say, I got to take this guy off the street. You just have to wait till the cuts come down. You're going to find plenty of receivers. Truthfully,
they will tell you. Todd Bowles says this openly, and most teams, so they would rather take the chance with guys like Garrett Green, Rakim Jarrett, that have been in your system all off season, in your training camp, in your preseason, that they know the offense. We know what they can do. We've been evaluating them for weeks and months. Even if it is a veteran, we would rather have them because they know the system and they're ingrained and more likely to be able to excel. So,
all right. And somebody said Ichiro would be a comparison to Clemente with his arm, and
Ichiro had an arm as well.
Ichiro had an arm, but not a Clemente.
No.
Clemente could sit at the wall, catch it off his back foot, and if you were lucky, he bounced it to third. I'm not kidding you.
Wow. All right.
Hold on. I will dial something up because this was everywhere because Clemente's birthday, I believe, was last week. It was recently.
Clemente.
And again, this is a guy that got 3,000 hits, could hit for power, tremendous speed as well, could do it all.
Mm-hmm.
And
I see you, Leo. I see you right there, Leo. You want to come in real quick and say hi to TJ? All right, here, hold on a sec here. Let's go out to Leo.
There was someone else in the back room too.
We got Jason Rubin. He's going to break down the Buffalo Bills. Leo Haggerty, what's going on, boss?
Hey,
TJ,
what? I'm going to throw a little more fire on you. Clemente is the best I've ever seen.
Ever.
Wow.
Peter Blake and audience, observe Roberto Clemente arm in right field. Little grainy.
Watch this. Watch this.
The Pirates. Watch the throw to the plate. There. Watch the throw to the plate.
Oh,
see that throw to the plate?
Hang on. Did it hit the ground?
I think it may have.
And by the way, do yourself a favor. What year was that? And then look at how many feet that was on the line. Just go ahead and do that.
I saw him at Old Connie Mack Stadium catch a fly ball at the 355 sign and throw a runner of the Phillies out trying to tag up from third base. On the fly, 355.
Someone just said, what about Willie Mays and Barry Bonds?
What about Willie Mays?
Great arms, but not even close.
No, but Clemente was a six-tool player.
Wow. Six-tool player. There you go. Leo Haggerty.
Hit for average, hit for power. What else? Speed, defense, arm. What's your sixth one? What else you got?
The best teammate you could ever have.
Oh, look at that. Leo Haggerty bringing it out tonight. Getting emotional here on the Sports Web. We got to love it.
He was the leader.
Hold on. I got another one for you. Watch the hose. Watch the absolute. Where did it go, Lord? I'm trying to help with my technology here. I had it. I had another one. But yeah, I mean, again, I know we're going in the way back. We're talking about somebody that played 55 and 50 years ago.
Dave Parker?
Dave Parker did have a cannon in right field.
That's the guy I was thinking of. Dave Parker's the only one that I would say had an equivalent arm to Roberto Clemente. I remember one time.
Cobra, right?
Yeah, the All-Star game in Seattle.
Yeah.
Threw a guy out at the plate. But, Leo, I appreciate all of it. And I'm looking one more time because I found this now that we went down.
By the way, guys,
We went down memory lane. Look at
was
Clemente.
comparable.
Look at the
Clemente.
throw to
Look at
third
this.
on a line.
Yeah.
On the
Look
line.
at that.
And by the way, David Ruff even said something about Bo Jackson. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, David, that's a great comment. I'm going to bring it up. He says, hey, if Bo Jackson would have kept himself healthy, he may have been the best ever. And I'm going to tell you right now, Bo Jackson, in my opinion, was the greatest athlete I have ever seen. Athlete, big difference.
And he was a 5-tool player. Hit for average, hit for power, run, defend, could climb the wall and make a play in a rocket arm.
He could throw, but still not quite like Clemente, man.
No, Clemente was in it. Clemente, people once said Barry Bonds was the greatest outfielder. I said, I saw 5 guys that were better than he was. I mean,
and Bonds, obviously, Leo, you know this, Bonds played in Pittsburgh too.
Yes.
And before he played in San Francisco. And so I will show Leo what I showed the audience earlier. I was with Roberto on Saturday morning. I was hanging out on Roberto Clemente Way with the legend, and that's his bridge back. That's the Roberto Clemente Bridge. One of those bridges is named after him.
Yeah. By the way,
so it was cool to be in Pittsburgh and see all that.
By the way, representing 98 Rock, which promote yourself there. You do that
we will be on the air coming up on the network at 6 Eastern time on Saturday night for the fun and the frivolity of preseason game number 3 with the Bills and see how much the starters play. And again, it's a big night for Kyle Trask to see how he looks, but it's a big night for guys that are potentially going to make this team, somebody like a Garrett Green, somebody like a Shiloh Sanders, on and on down the list. Somebody like a Jackson at Nick Jackson at linebacker. Are they going to keep him? Again, it's worth repeating that guys like Nick Jackson are battling Garrett Green and who was the running back? It escapes me from the first preseason game. That did well for the Bucs. Owen Wright. I mean, you're battling. That's who you're battling to try to make the team. Special teams plays a key role, but it's not just at your position. Are they going to keep you over keeping Kieft, who they love as a special teams player because he plays on kickoff, he plays on punt, he plays on punt return, kickoff return. He's on the end on field goals and extra points. So that is a guy, as much as you might not look at his offensive ability, his special teams play will probably keep him around. You're battling to knock him off the roster as a special teamer if you're battling, if you're one of these other guys. So
TJ, I'm going to throw one question out at you before you go. I am a firm believer that a lot of good players are going to be let go from the Buccaneers. This team is loaded top to bottom. Would you agree? I would
say it is fair that maybe 3 Buccaneers, maybe more, end up on another roster, get released by this team and end up on another roster of we think they're good enough to play for us. So stay tuned. I think, yes, to answer your question, yes. I think it's deep. And you see that with all the successful teams, like the Chiefs trading Sky Moore tonight because they've got Xavier Worthy, and they must know something about Rashee Rice, who got in trouble in the offseason for the car racing incident that had the bad wreck and the whole bit, and he ended up pleading to the Chargers, but the NFL could suspend him. So did the Chiefs know something that we don't know? I don't know, but they traded Sky Moore tonight. But the point is, if the Chiefs are getting rid of players, they're likely going to stick somewhere else. If the Eagles are getting rid of players,
yes,
they're likely going to stick somewhere else. So stay tuned on the Buccaneers having players that, unfortunately, you can't keep everybody. 53-man roster. They might have 2 or 3 guys that go somewhere else.
All right. There you go. That's the media icon, TJ Rives of the Buccaneers.
Before he goes, he's got to hear this. TJ,
All right.
I'm an avid listener to a lot of sports radio, especially on Sirius XM Channel 88. And I'm listening this morning, and they were talking to Dan Campbell, and then they were talking to who was his D coordinator? Went to the Jets.
Aaron Glenn, first-year coach. Yeah.
Okay. So Aaron Glenn, and I didn't remember this, but he played under Bill Parcells for the New York Giants when he was drafted. And this one particular reporter from the New York Times, who's been around for years and years and years, asked him a question. And I'll tell you what, he kind of snipped at him and says, Coach, he says, your defense is going to look really great. And he says, you're definitely not going to have any problems running the football, but how do you expect to make it to the Super Bowl when you don't really have that kind of a passing game? Do you really think that your team's going to be challenged this year? Because it is a passing league, and it was just like that. Okay.
He's asking Aaron Glenn this.
Aaron Glenn's response was, come again? You said it's a passing league? He goes, I think you need to do your homework. He says, who won the Super Bowl last year? They were number one running the football, and they were 29th against the run. 29th passing the football.
Right.
You want to repeat yourself? So I just want to give everybody a little friendly reminder that it's just not passing the football. It's still run the football and play
You got to run it
defense.
some.
Yes.
No question, you got to run it some. And
29th in the National Football League
the
passing
Eagles.
the football. And they win the Super Bowl in that kind of dominating fashion.
And worth mentioning, Aaron Glenn and the Jets are the Bucs home opener, obviously, on September 21st. Yeah. And I'll just put it out there on the sports web because I've been asked 8 times already. I do not have tickets. So good luck to everybody. TJ is not Ticketmaster. I do well to get myself into the games. So good luck to everybody for September 21st and the throwback white with the creamsicle numbers for the Jets.
There you go, right there. And by the way,
appreciate the tickets, though, TJ.
He played for the Jets, not the Giants, and he was drafted at a Texas A&M.
But he did play for Parcells with the Jets in the 90s.
Yes.
He played with Parcells and the Jets.
But,
yes.
There was more to the story, but the way it went down, I would have loved to have been in that room. He's like, yeah, we're running foot. What do you mean we can't pass? What do you mean we can't get to the Super Bowl because we run the football? Oh, my God, he went nuts.
Let me tell you this as I depart here on this Wednesday evening. You're not going to have to worry about the New York Jets being in the Super Bowl. I don't know who is going to be there firmly, officially, but you can put them on the list that
they're not going to the Super Bowl.
It won't be them. With that,
TJ, have a good night, brother.
Mr.
Take care.
Of the Buccaneer Radio Network.
Appreciate practice tomorrow.
All right, good stuff. Well, listen to you dropping names, Leo Haggerty.
He's awesome.
Right.
Leo, how the hell are you?
Book him, Dano.
Yes, right there. And
what did you drag into the Greek's kitchen? I see someone else in the background down there.
Oh, this is the Greek's
kitchen. This is my Buffalo Bills guy, Jason Licht.
Oh,
Get him up here, Peter.
I'm so sorry about your Bills and what happened to my Bears.
Let's go ahead and go that way right there. Jason, welcome back to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. How you doing? Long time.
Good. How's it going, guys?
It's going great. We're talking football here, talking baseball history. You got to love that. Always love to talk to guys like TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network, the media icon, and, of course, the legend himself, Mr. Leo Haggerty. And all eyes will be on Saturday night as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Buffalo Bills. And the story has been early on hard knocks. So is that a distraction you feel like for this season? Welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend.
Pete. Absolutely. I think after all these years, there's no way to say it's not a distraction. There's been polls, there's been things done, in the past with the teams that have been on the show, and it's almost always a distraction and usually doesn't end. If you look at the records after they do Hard Knocks, usually it doesn't end too well. So I would say, there's so many distractions these days with all the social media and everything that goes on, but I think that definitely adds to it for sure. So I would say definitely a distraction.
And of course, Josh Allen being the MVP, high expectations, doing it without Stephon Diggs last year, getting James Cook signed. So now that distraction is out of the way. So this offense could be even better, but it always goes back to, Jason, getting over the hump there, getting over the Kansas City Chiefs. In your opinion, let's just throw it out there. Do you think they have enough to do that against the Chiefs in the AFC?
It's every year they're right there. They're about to go over the hump. Every year we say, this is the year, this is the year. Until you beat the Chiefs, it's really hard to say. I think they're talented enough. If they can get home field, I think this is the best chance they've had in a long time. The Chiefs aren't getting any younger. I mean, Mahomes can only have so much magic. I think that the difference this year, last year, the Bills defense was the problem. I think this year they're really gonna, with adding Bosa and you got Deion Dawkins, Ed Oliver. I think really this year is going to be more a question of being better on defense, and then as long as Josh Allen can stay healthy, I think they have as good a shot as any this year to finally dethrone the champs.
Does Allen remind you of Elway?
Yeah, I mean, as far as just a pure athlete, and I mean, there's some games he does things that really we've never seen before, and as big as Elway was, Josh Allen's bigger, and the way he just can just run over people. I mean, there's defensive backs out there that want no part of him.
Yeah, well, and I think it's also a situation of Elway where you need a running game and you need a defense, and that has kind of let him down. And I think unfairly, it's all about Allen against Mahomes, but we know that it has to be the running game and has to be defense. Now, there has been talk of them going after Trey Hendrickson and trade rumors. So is that the move to make that you think would put them over? And is that the Achilles heel, in your opinion, that has set them back? Is the defense not showing up?
Yeah, every year that's kind of been the thing, and they have talent on that side of the ball. But I think this year I think Tre'Davious White is gonna step up, and they added Bosa, like I mentioned before. I mean, and McDermott's a defensive guy. I think they need to regain their defensive identity and that physicality and that toughness that they had in years past. And last year they were just too, and he won the MVP. They were just way too reliant on Josh Allen, and he needs help. I mean, there's a few quarterbacks, obviously you got to throw Burrow out there, but Burrow and Josh Allen are just doing things that, we've almost never seen before. They just need a little bit of help. And, I think they're going to be right there in the AFC.
Why does everybody forget about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens? Nothing personal. Nothing personal. Hold on. Nothing personal. It's not even close. That team is the best team in the AFC and possibly in the entire NFL. There is not one team in the National Football League that is as deep as the Baltimore Ravens. And I am not a Ravens fan. I am strictly an analyst. Let me tell you something. And I heard you made that comment about, getting Bosa there, but what's going to stop him from staying healthy all season? He hasn't been able to stay healthy for 5 years, this poor guy.
Yeah. Okay. He's hurt right now.
I know. I mean, he sneezes the wrong way, and the guy pulls a rib muscle. I don't get it. And you're right, and it's a shame. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to regress a little bit, unfortunately, this year. That's from exactly what I've been watching. And let me tell you something. Allen's probably a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League. He's an absolute freak of nature. But the passing game is not going to be what you once seen. And honestly, they're going to need to run the football, and they're going to have to play defense. But they are not the best team in the AFC. No one's talking about this team in Baltimore. And I'm telling you, man, they're not sneaking up on people. They're just going to beat the crap out of people this year in the AFC.
Leo, jump in here. You've been too quiet, my friend.
Well, Jason and I have a history. We go way, way back. And Jason, when you look at Buffalo, is it an advantage to be playing now in the AFC East? Because, New England is coming off a down year. The Jets are coming off a down year. Miami has underperformed. You go to Baltimore, it's a war. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a war. Buffalo's got the advantage that New England used to have by playing in a conference that really isn't that physical. Would you agree?
I agree. I mean, it is an absolute war. And to his point, though, I mean, I'll tell you a team that's not sleeping. The team that's not sleeping on the Ravens this year is the Buffalo Bills, because that's their home opener. That's who they open with week 1 of the season. So if they can find a way to win that game, that kind of sets the tone. It's only one game, but that would set the tone and kind of help them to get over that hump of, being at a championship level, I think. But the Ravens are a phenomenal team, and, I definitely see your point there.
That defense is something sick. I mean, who the hell are you going to stop on that offense? I'm not. I mean, you have to listen. Lamar Jackson's not going to light it up throwing the football, but he just might, because by default, I mean, pick a running back you're going to try to stop.
Well, Derrick Henry would be the guy.
Just pick one that you're going to stop. The tight ends, the wide receivers. Let's not talk about the passing game. That running game scares the absolute bejesus out of me if I was an opposing defense.
Well, let's even throw it out there. Lamar Jackson's going to look at 8 in the box pretty much every play.
Yep.
Because if not, you're going to turn around and give it to that battering ram. Because one thing about Harbaugh, he sees what happens, and he looks at what team got to the Super Bowl and what they did, and he's got the tools to do the exact same thing. A running back, a quarterback, and a defense that can just pressure the heck out of a quarterback.
Yeah, and it goes back to Derrick Henry, of course. I mean, that's the big-time weapon. It's not just Lamar Jackson on that team. We're on with Jason Rubin to break down the Buffalo Bills, the legend himself, Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports, and, of course, Harry the Greek. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter here on a Happy Hump Day edition of the sports web. But going back to the AFC East, who do you think is the biggest competitor? Is it the Miami Dolphins? To me, they're always soft, and I think the coach is in trouble at this point. The Jets are not really sure with the new coaching staff, but the New England Patriots could be something to deal with. Who's the biggest competitor, in your opinion, to the Buffalo Bills in that East?
I'm going to say it because every year they always have something going on. And I think no one else is going to share this opinion, but every year there's always something to talk about with the New York Jets, whether it be Aaron Rodgers, whether it be a new coach, whether it be drafting Zach Wilson so high. This year, no one's talking about him. They got Justin Fields, and there's really no expectations. So maybe this is the year where they kind of catch some people sleeping. You know, obviously we don't know what's going to happen in New England with the new coaching there. Miami, I think he's, McDaniel, I think, is a lame duck coach this year, and Tua is always a question mark. So I really think this is going to be the year where the Jets actually surprise people as opposed to disappoint people, because there can't be any expectations.
There you go. The New York Jets, they were Justin Fields, the old friend.
It will be the Jets.
It will be the Jets over the Patriots and the Dolphins.
The Patriots going to finish last in that division, Peter.
Okay.
It's going to be a dogfight between the New England Patriots, in my opinion, and the Miami Dolphins. The New York Jets are going to be the team that may surprise them, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to beat Buffalo.
How many wins?
The funny thing is, guys.
Sorry, Leo.
Of those three teams, none of them may have a winning record by the end. I think it's Buffalo's division to win by default. Simply, you get to 10 wins. I don't think Miami, New England, or the Jets are going to be able to win 10 games.
I think the Jets are going to win between 9 and 10 games. They're my sleeper team. I'm not kidding you. This defense is still playing, and this is another team that's set up kind of similar to the Baltimore Ravens. Not the same talent. They're going to be able to impose the running game, and they're going to be able to play defense. And again, guys, you want to win football games, you control the clock, you run the football, and you play defense. And they're going to have – you got to forget, man, that front eight for the New York Jets, I had really high expectations for that defense.
You've been singing these praises on the Jets.
And I'm telling you now you got a defensive-minded coach. Not saying that Saleh wasn't. He lost that locker room, and you have an offensive-minded coach to run the football the way they do. They're going to create some problems, and they're going to win some games. Don't sleep on the New York Jets this year.
The biggest thing, Harry, is they got to get the lead. They got to play with the lead. If they got to play catch up, there's a problem. Jason, let me go back to the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I think we lost Jason there for a minute. He's in the Aaron Rodgers room there.
There he is.
Are you doing the Hayasuka, whatever they call it?
It's Hiawatha, and he got the Gator shirt on, so that's why they turned out the lights there. I
like this guy.
I'm wondering, what do you think about Kyle Trask? Because this could be a big game versus the Buffalo Bills. He could be fighting for his backup role here with Teddy Bridgewater and his emergence the other night. So what's your take on Kyle Trask, Jason?
I mean, he's had plenty of time, to kind of prove himself. He's had, I think, he had the best tutelage you can have with, being behind Brady and that kind of thing. I loved the pick then. I mean, he's a big, solid guy. Looks good so far. I mean, I think you're right. This is a big game for him. You need a backup quarterback in this league, unfortunately, sometimes. But I mean, he's got the time. He's a veteran at this point, so it's kind of time for him to show everyone that he can do the job and be a leader out there on the field.
All right. How many wins, Jason, for the Buffalo Bills? We'll end it off there unless somebody wants to chime in with something else, and we'll keep you on, Leo. But how many wins for the Buffalo Bills this year?
I'm going to go out on a limb. I got the schedule right in front of me. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 11.
All right, so 11-6 for the Buffalo Bills. Of course, the Bucs are playing them during the regular season, so we will have you back on here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, a part of Amped Up Sports. Jason Rubin, we appreciate the time here on the Sports Web. All right, man?
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Jason. You take care.
Take care, buddy.
Good stuff. All right, let's bring it back in here We'll read the rest of we'll read these comments as much as we can here, but let's talk about the big news, guys. Jalen McMillan, the first 8 weeks done. Harry, I got to get your analysis on this because I haven't heard it. And then, of course, Leo.
Well, Jalen McMillan, I really started thinking about it. This could really potentially hurt this team.
You said something off air, and I got to share it because we were off air. You kind of said panic button. I asked this question tonight. I got an 8.5 from Ben Cornett with the confidence of this offense, and that is the question of the night. Open phone lines. You can call up 727-255-0391 from 1 to 10. What is your confidence level in this offense with the injury situation of Tristan Wirfs, Godwin, McMillan?
Answer me this question. Forget about all of them.
Sure.
Put Tristan Wirfs back into the offensive line and then ask me the question. Go ahead.
Yes. If you put Tristan Wirfs back as a left blind side tackle, I definitely feel more confident. What I saw from Heck the other night.
I'll give you an 8.
Yeah, I'm going
to take Tristan Wirfs out of the equation. I'm going to give you about a 4.
I'll do a 6.5.
That's why. Yeah. That's how concerned I am because, number one, Mike Evans, you have no Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is going to how many years now? This is 12th? Is it his 12th year now?
Yeah.
Okay. He's a little bit slower than he was before. And I'll tell you what, if he catches for 1,000 yards this year, you have now punched his ticket into the Hall of Fame. It's first ballot.
I agree.
No disrespect to Mike Evans. When you had McMillan in there, now they had to double team somebody. They're not going to have to anymore. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. And if you can get pressure on Baker, that could be a problem. And here's the other reason. 3 years, Baker's never been able to stay healthy. 3 consecutive years.
Amen to that, Harry.
And not having Tristan Wirfs, they better get a heavy dose. And I mean a heavy dose of Bucky and White. You didn't hear me say anything about the third string running back.
Yeah.
You better run that football because if you don't, this could be a lot of problems. Tristan Wirfs is the biggest concern that I have for this offense. But when you lost McMillan and you've got a rookie wide receiver, look, man, it's not Jerry Rice coming out on the field. His name is Emeka Egbuka. Okay. He has the potential of being a really good wide receiver. It's asking too much.
Gotcha. Okay.
You got one veteran starting out there. That's a problem.
Well, here's the thing now. I go back to rookie wide receivers in Bucs history. We're talking about Michael Clayton. We were talking about Mike Evans being a rookie, Vincent Jackson. Maybe Leo, do you think there's certainly a possibility? I get it. He's a rookie, but from everything you've seen in training camp, everything you've seen in this small sample size in the preseason, can Egbuka be the next Mike Evans, if you will, a guy that can come in as a rookie and make an impact right away for this offense?
They sure as heck hope so, Peter, because he's going to have to step up.
Okay.
Right now, you got this team is one wide receiver hurt away from really having problems.
Oh, please. Knock on wood when you say that.
Yeah. I mean, if Mike Evans pulls a hammy, oh, my God. All of a sudden, you've gone from an elite offense to you might as well run the wishbone because you better run the football. I'll tell you what, Harry, I can't agree with you more. Everybody says, well, it's next man up. Ain't no man coming up like Tristan Wirfs.
No, I already said that, and I told Peter that. I'm going to tell you exactly what I told Peter. Nobody has 2 starting left tackles on their football team.
Ever.
Never. Because if you had 2 starting left tackles, one would be playing the right side.
Right side.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I've never seen it. This is a problem, guys. This is going to be a problem.
Well, we'll see.
If they can run the football, Peter, they're going to be fine.
But
they're not going to have to score 35, 40 points.
Here's the problem.
You could still win scoring 14-21.
Here's what I saw last week. That's what I saw last week versus the Steelers, and that is a pretty damn good defense. They had very big time difficulty, especially on that left side, opening up those holes consistently for Bucky Irving. So you can try to be committed to the running game, but if you're losing yards, you just kind of wonder what's the frustration process if you just don't start to become one-dimensional? And that's what you worry about with not having a Tristan Wirfs, not only with the pass protection, but also with the run and trying to open up those holes consistently.
They're going to be fine running the football. But since you did bring up the Pittsburgh Steelers, I did rewatch that because sometimes I don't usually spend too much time in preseason.
You know what?
But I did watch it. But go ahead. Sorry.
Save that thought. Let's go out to our webheads here. Let's go out to a phone call. Let's go out to Curtis. Curtis, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with Harry the Greek, of course, and the legend himself, Mr. Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports. Go ahead.
God, man, Leo and Harry. Yeah, listen, I see you guys every Wednesday. How you guys doing?
Well, listen, we got them, and we had TJ Rives on before, so we're stacking the deck tonight.
Who's TJ?
That's a media icon.
That's TJ.
Yeah, TJ Rives.
Well, the first thing that I want to say is I hope everybody had a great day, and I hope everybody's doing well.
Well, listen, I have a great day because this show is on. Besides that, this is what I wanted to say to the day today.
F you, and F you. Peace out. I'm going to go have a Guinness.
Seriously.
Hey, Harry and Leo, lately Peter's been our angry sports media person.
Oh, you've noticed that. Peter?
Well, you got to understand that, Curtis, Peter is the ultimate fan. So when he sees these injury reports come down, it's like, a samurai warrior. He's getting ready to.
Curtis, he's ready for a hot. He's ready for a hot bath.
Peter, come on one time with that knife in there. There he goes.
Well, listen,
that didn't look too good when you did this.
It did not look good at all.
Peter's ready for a hot bath and a razor blade.
Quiet, Harry. You be quiet. Leo, you better stop it. Listen,
he's listening to Anita Baker.
I'm not listening to Anita Baker ever. I never listened
Air Supply?
to Baker, huh?
Air Supply?
Not Air Supply.
No, Peter. Pete. Listen.
What
Harry,
am I listening to? First, when I get this news, I'm at my job, and I love Guide to Insure or whatever. It's not necessarily what I want to do, but it seems like I've been doing it for the rest of my life. I'm there. I'm getting yelled at by somebody that's 185 years old. Don't mean to offend you, Leo, but somebody is older than you at this point.
Did I just call me 185 years old?
I said older. Older. They're 185 years old. They're yelling at me. I can hear their dentures coming out of their mouth, and I hear Jalen McMillan is gone, and I got text message after text message. Is this true? Is it true? I'm like, yes, it's true. I'm trying to get to break here. If I don't get to lunch, I'm going to lose my mind because
just to let everybody know.
Yes.
This is the Sports Web, and Peter Blake's opinions do not necessarily reflect everybody on the panel here in the Sports Web. So please apologize. Don't come after him, woke. Please don't try to cancel him or anything.
I'm just telling you.
And for God's sakes, Leo, I've got the EEOC's phone number for you, okay?
Listen, I love you, Leo. These people are older than you, man. And they are mean and nasty people.
Peter, you didn't do me any favors there either.
They're EEOC, Peter. I've got it, Leo. It's just for you.
Here's my first question.
Now he's going to make fat comments and probably racial comments to our poor guest who's on the phone.
Leo.
That's it.
Harry.
That's straight off the suck right there.
Don't start.
Just keep your thumb out of the pie, will you, Peter?
Oh, my gosh. You and Ray
I'm going to tell you this.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this. I tell probably the most racist jokes all the time. But
so do I. I hate everybody, but you don't have to call him fat. Curtis, we know he's 300 plus pounds.
Listen, these people are fat on the phone. You can tell they're obese and they're also very old. I'm not saying you. Again, I'm just offending everybody at this point. I'm just digging myself.
Yes, Curtis. Go for it.
I'm fat, Peter, but I tell people that I'm 300 pounds of fat sexy.
Bro, these people are 500 pounds at least. I'm expecting. I listen. I want to rebut them. I want to rebuttal them. And if you don't know what that is, always be closing. You want to rebuttal them until they have cardiac arrest on the ground, so I can shut them up. That's where I'm at.
We have an intelligent question out there from Mike DeRoche from Canada. How old is Leo in the Greek? Leo is 42 and I'm 39.
Exactly.
And I'm 25.
Peter is the elder statesman at 59.
I feel like that.
Yes.
I feel like I'm 79 at this point with some of the things I've been dealing with.
I'm 17 with a 20-year-old son.
Well, there you
How about
go.
that?
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, most women take Peter for 75. Some take her for 100.
Well, that's
why I'm single.
I mean, if you really analyze it, look at Peter Blake's face.
Hey, Harry, that's because he's riding around in his Tesla listening to George Michael.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. That's what it was. How did you guys know?
George Michael with...
I was listening to Fate. That's what I was listening to.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I was.
Everybody take a look at Peter's face.
He's got
Get up close. There it is.
He's got that and Wham on speed dial.
Oh, I love me some Wham. Come on. Who doesn't?
I'm sure you did.
That's the first song I heard.
You also like Boy George, too.
Shut up and be quiet.
The ultimate chameleon.
What is going on? This show has taken a left turn.
Hey,
well,
let's be honest, guys. Peter's listening to Livin' La Vida Loca.
Livin' La Vida Loca.
Right, Martin, of course I'm listening to that. What am I not? What I'm listening to.
So that must mean you also got a little Richard over there, Tutti Frutti, right?
I give up. I give up. You guys are all horrible.
Yeah, that's it.
Goopball would say, Andrew.
Say goodnight, Curtis.
Listening to Michael Jackson at this point.
Look
at this. Best comment of the night right there, Raina. Peter is awesome. Leave him alone. Listen, how many women think they like the beard? Do you like the beard? Do you like the silver fox? By the way, let me go ahead and put this out there as we're going and mentioning hairstyles. If you want a haircut, a beard trim, which I kind of need tomorrow, so I'll be going to see my favorite barber, Ricky, from Up the Block Barbershop. And you don't have to go too far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 and Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Tell them the Rolex reporter, Peter Blake, sent you. Now, with that being said, going back to it. Yes.
I've been incognito all day. I did not get the Jalen McMillan injury. What happened?
Well, he got hit on the play there, a severely strained neck. Rick Stroud, Jenna Lane had this report that he was going to be put on the IR and he would miss the first 8 weeks of the season. So,
you know what? It's sad to hear that, but you know what? I could take that.
You take that? You have confidence at this point? I mean, that's the question of the night. I've heard 8.25.
I have confidence in this team.
Okay.
That I mean, we've been plagued by the injury bug the last couple of years.
Right.
Let's go ahead and say that.
Right.
I mean, every team eventually has their year where the injury bug isn't as deft as some teams. I mean, we all know the Detroit Lions, forget about it. They lost their whole defense last year. You know, they still were whatever they were. But I mean, I wish Jalen a speedy recovery. I mean, I think this is just going to be another stepping stone for one of these young receivers to have a spot and, you know, possibly do something nice. The closer we're getting to football, the more I'm getting excited, man. This is probably going to, and I know I say this almost every year, but I'm super excited for this year because football is back and I'm ready to get it started because, I mean, you know, I love our Bucs, but I love to watch good football.
Okay.
I really, really do. I mean, other than that, I mean, when are they going to sell the Rays officially away from this guy?
Oh, it's supposed to happen in September. And once it happens, you know, I'm not a big-time partier or drinker, but I've gone on record that once Stu sells this team and once it's official in September, I'm going to have some shots with some people, especially some Rays fans.
Well,
and we're going to have a celebration because finally.
I would love to have that celebration as well with you.
Yes.
I also would like to tell Harry and Leo and Peter that 10 days after Peter's birthday, I'm going to have a divorce party at my house because my divorce will be finalized.
Wow.
And we are going to get plastered somewhere.
Well, I will try to drive Uber for that, but I don't, you know, I definitely got to hang out with you, man. Congratulations on that. What, dead weight? I don't want to offend anybody, but it's dead weight, right?
You know what? Peter loves the idea, Curtis, is the perfect party, okay? Just have something sweet like Kool-Aid and Hungry Howie's Pizza
You know,
or Little
well,
Caesars,
listen.
and you're perfect, bro.
Hot
You
dogs
know,
and ketchup.
I was
and
thinking
chicken
about
wings.
I was thinking about for you guys. For you guys, I was thinking about some prime rib sliders and some wings.
Oh, there you go. Now see
Bro.
that's the victory right there with the wings.
Victory!
There we go, right there. As I get a chance to flex my
But,
guns right there.
No,
Yes.
I like I said, I was listening to TJ Rives and you guys earlier, and my thing with this Bucs team is I'm concerned about the health of the secondary.
Right.
That's going to be my biggest. I feel like that's going to be our biggest thing this year. Obviously, injuries are always going to be a pivotal part of any football team.
Sure.
But I feel like if we can stay somewhat healthy in this secondary and possibly trade Jamel Dean for a 6th-round pick somewhere.
Well, listen, I know Jamel Dean's performance was not good. I'm going to get out to Leo on that. But, Harry, I know you've got to run really quick, so go ahead and promote yourself here on The Evolution.
There's really no promoting necessary. You can catch me here Mondays and Wednesdays with Peter, right here live on the Sports Web. Who knows? I might even start throwing out some picks. Leo, I had a really good time with you. Curtis, thanks for calling in. You don't have to go.
Harry, listen, for the party, I need you to bring me some baklava.
I'll make you the baklava. You like spani kopita as well? You know, the spinach pie?
Absolutely.
Wow, that
it's
sounds
really,
good.
really good. No, it's delicious. Yeah,
I like spinach. I like spinach. I like
it's
spinach.
Fantastic, Peter.
Okay.
Hey, did Peter just say he likes spinach?
Yes, there's 2 vegetables that I like.
Wait a minute. This guy doesn't eat vegetables?
No, that's not
That's
true.
the guy that don't eat.
Wait a minute. That is not true. There are 2
All right,
vegetables.
look, I got to go, but let me give you one quick story, then I'm going to bounce, okay?
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago, Peter comes over to the house, and I'm sauteing up some Vidalia onions in butter and a little bit of dill, okay? Garlic on the side of it, made it really nice, very nice translucent, put them over to the side. Now, Curtis can appreciate that because this man is a cook, right?
Correct.
So I make these burgers, and I put Montreal seasoning on them, and right before they're done, I'll take a good half a cup of those Vidalia onions that are nice and sauteed with garlic in them, and I put them on top of that burger, and I'll put a nice piece of white American or cheddar, whatever, right over the top. Let it succulate. I mean, just nice and soaked in. And I put it on there, and he goes, I don't like onions. Can you just try it? Oh, okay. He was licking his fingers.
It was great.
He was licking his fingers.
Licking the grease off of his arm.
That's.
I mean.
Hey, Harry, let me throw a second one at you. Peter didn't figure out that you could get a steak medium until I took him to Outback.
Everything's well done.
Order anything else.
Peter's like, can I have a filet? How do you like that cooked? Medium, medium rare, medium well, rare? Oh, no, well, kill it. I look over and go, man, what he's talking about is he wants you to butterfly it and sear it with a hamburger spatula over the top of it.
Hey, Peter, the burger.
And bring him a bottle of ketchup.
Listen, man, I've grown up with eating well done, but Leo has introduced me, Harry's introduced me, but I do eat 2 vegetables, spinach and green beans. That is true.
Hey, can I get some gravy from the meatloaf over the top of my filet?
Oh my God, meatloaf gravy is great.
I know, over the top of filet, it's perfect. Either that or ketchup, whichever one you
have.
No,
stop. All right, get out of here. You're being
anyway. Thank you guys for having me on tonight. Don't jump off this. I will. Don't jump off the Skyway Bridge, anybody. This team is going to be just fine. They're going to be able to run the football. Just keep a close eye on Tristan Wirfs. He's going to be the key. Leo, Deuces, my brother. Peter, take care. Curtis, love you, brother. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Always.
All right, so got to have faith right there with here in the green. We'll come back here to the 2-shot. Go ahead, Curtis.
Leo, I want to ask Leo this, and I know I'm going to let you guys go because I'm getting ready for turnbuckle talk and everything else.
We're going to have turnbuckle talk tonight, yes.
Leo, what do you think the ceiling is for Hassan Reddick this year?
It's a great question. Ceiling, really quick, I don't know if I asked you this, Leo. I'm going to ask you about the ceiling of Hassan Reddick, but what's your confidence level with this offense, and then talk about Reddick?
Right now, it's probably because I'm assuming from what I'm hearing from my sources, that Godwin and McMillan are out till at least the end of October, maybe later.
Okay.
And as soon as I saw, and here's where the Bucs have a problem. If they put them on the PUP list, here's their problem. They got to count on the active roster. That's why they had to put IR. I got a feeling one of these guys is going on the IR recallable. To only have 2 guys do that.
Jalen McMillan, yeah.
That's one, but I mean, between Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin, I think there's your second one on the IR recallable, because you can't put 2 guys on the active roster that for 4 weeks, they're going to have to be inactive.
Yeah.
That's huge. But right now, my confidence is somewhere at around 8. If this offense takes another hit for injury, it's going to drop below 5.
Okay.
Again, there's just, right now, you're talking about 3 guys, starters, and 2 of them are vital pieces.
Yep.
The third is a really big piece. So
you definitely can't lose another receiver.
No, you definitely can't.
No, God, no.
Hassan Reddick, what's your over-under for him? Because I think we said like 10 sacks, over-under 10 sacks. Where do you go? What's your ceiling for him?
Way over. 13.
Wow, 13 sacks for Hassan Reddick. I love it.
I have seen this guy play in Philadelphia when he's been motivated, and he's motivated. Believe me.
Yep.
You know, he thought he got the raw deal when he got traded, and because he asked for more money, he's going to prove what he's worth. And I just hope that we don't see him dropping into pass coverage. I want him heading toward the quarterback, not away from him.
I feel like, and I gotta go. I'll let you guys go because so other people can call in.
Yes, we're gonna go out to the comments in just a moment.
I feel
go ahead.
that with Hassan Reddick, people paying more attention to him, that Yaya and Broswell are going to get some cleanup sacks off that other end. Because I mean, people still have to realize you still gotta protect against Vita. Because
Vita Curtis, you hit the nail on the head. 50 is the key. 50 is the key.
Him
you got to double team that beast.
Yeah, him and Kalijah are coming. And I'm going to tell you something. If you get away from those edges and you step up in that pocket, I feel like you're dead meat. Dead meat. So
all you got to do is go back and look what the Eagles did with a 4-man rush the entire Super Bowl. And Ron Jaworski, Peter has heard this. He's heard Ron say it. He's heard me repeat it.
Yep.
You put color in a quarterback's face, he's got problems. And Carter and Davis just collapsed that pocket play after play after play. If they can get Cansey and they can get Vita, and you got to double team one or both of them, now you are singled up on those edge guys.
And you have major problems.
Yes,
Very good.
do.
Very good, Curtis. Appreciate the call. Use that second one for turnbuckle talk, my friend. All right. We'll give you the Ric Flair. There it is.
Woo!
All right. Good stuff. We'll see you in a little bit. All right. All right. He's gone, I think. Let's see here. All right. He's gone. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. You have a little bit of time with us here, or you got to go? You're on a pitch count.
I give you another 5 minutes because, I got to get a little sleep tonight, Peter. I'm going out to Bucs practice tomorrow.
I know you're going out to Bucs practice. The next question I have, I don't know if I'm going to be there. I expect to be there on Saturday night. What do you think you're going to be there on Saturday night? Bucs
sure as heck hope so.
All right. Well, if you are, you need to be on that field at the end of the game. Of course, everybody tune in to the evolution of sports talk television in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show right after the game, 30 to 35 minutes. I set up my equipment. We do sound effects. Usually we do phone calls and we talk about the Bucs game. I know it's a meaningless third preseason game, but I do think there is some meaning in this. And I think players like Shiloh Sanders are definitely going to be watched. I think Tez Johnson could be a big factor. And I think the quarterback battle here with Kyle Trask and Teddy Bridgewater. Let's go there, talk about that. How do you see this quarterback battle looking like at this point? Bridgewater looks like he could be the second guy. This is the reason why the Bucs picked him up. You look at his play the other night, it certainly seems like he could be the backup going into the season. What do you say, Leo?
Tough call, Peter, because you got a guy who's been there, and the Buccaneers don't know what they're getting, and that's their own fault. They should have had him get some game time experience, because I think Jason Licht doesn't want to roll the dice, and here's why. He knows as well as everybody else in the National Football League, Baker has trouble staying healthy 3 seasons in a row. And you can't blame the player because, dear God, it's like Volkswagen's hitting you out there. I mean, I encourage everybody to watch the quarterback series on Netflix and just to listen. These guys are mic'd up, and you can not only feel the hits, you can hear them.
Yeah.
And believe me, the abuse these guys take, and thank God they're not allowed to hit on the knees anymore because, these guys would be out and out quickly. But you know what, Peter? I think Trask has the upper hand only because he's been here. We're talking about Teddy Bridgewater, who, 2 weeks ago was coaching a high school football team?
It's true.
Yeah. So, it's a credit to him that he's in enough shape and has the mental acumen. You like that one, Peter?
I like that one. That's good.
To pick up the playbook.
Well, that's good. And on that note, I think we'll go ahead and just end off on that, my friend. Anything else? Give me some final thoughts here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television on a happy hump day edition.
I am going to come out on the sports web and tell you right now, if Cincinnati has 15 play all 17 games, and you know what 15 is, Peter? Joe Burrow is number 9. Chase is number 1. Higgins is number 5. There's your 15. If they play every game, there's your sleeper to get to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Joe Burrow is that good. I mean, think about this. They lost 4 games and scored 30 or more points.
Yeah.
If they can stop anybody, anybody.
Yes.
That's a really good football team. And if those 3 guys could play 17 games, look out. That's the sleeper. We talk about Buffalo. We talk about Baltimore. We talk about Kansas City. You better not sleep on Cincinnati if they can stop just 1 more stop per half. They win a lot of games. On that note, Peter.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
All right, my friend. There you go right there. The legend himself, former coach, scout, and now media member of Night Sports Productions, Amped Up Sports.
Book him, Dano.
Leo Haggerty. My only problem with the Cincinnati Bengals, can they get enough stops, especially with Trey Hendrickson? It looks like he's gone, could be traded. They're in trade talks at this point, and even with him, that defense wasn't anything to write home about. So we'll come back here on the first shot. The open phone lines are there. Let's go ahead and go out to some comments. Got a YouTube Super Chats. YouTube Super Chats are open. And, of course, Facebook Stars are open. So many great comments here. So let's go ahead and get to them. Dave says Bucs have $26 million in cap space. Time to sign some cheap help with season approaching. Certainly going to be scanning the waiver wire, especially if these wide receivers don't necessarily work out. But, Dave, they do know the system. A guy like a Trey Palmer knows the system. Cam Johnson, Raheem Jarrett knows the system. And, of course, Tez Johnson, who I think is a big-time key for this team, not only special teams, but possibly to make this team in that wide receiving room. I think he could be a big-time X factor for this team. And we'll see what they do on Saturday night. Let's go out to Mike DeRoche. Dean has to step up and wake up. I agree with that. What was more disappointing? We'll throw this question out there because I'm going to post it tomorrow on social media. More disappointing performance versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Was it Jamel Dean or was it Kyle Trask? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Mike says, if I wasn't sick, I'd definitely be in Tampa sometime this year at the game. Get healthy, my friend. Continue to fight the good fight here. And we'll keep you up to date on all your Bucs games, Bucs coverage, pre-games, halftime shows, post-game editions of the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Once again, in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show, which can be seen and heard every day, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Once again, our friend JP Peterson doing great work there every day. And, of course, collaborating here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television, most likely on Saturday night. So just keep on tuning in and watching. Tap in, tune in, text in, and call in. Christopher Cole, Bucs offense should be fine as long as they don't have any more injuries. Agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Mike, you like Popeyes. I love Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. Worked at a Chick-fil-A, but there is something about the red beans and rice for Popeyes. Although I would say Popeyes is from where? New Orleans. So is, some Bucs fans a little bit upset that Baker is, representing Popeyes, knowing that that's where the stinking Saints play. I still love Popeyes. I still love the red beans and rice, and I still love some fried chicken. I'm craving it right now, just talking about it. But love Chick-fil-A. Always love the Chick-fil-A sandwich. Get the Chick-fil-A sandwich with the butter, no pickle, waffle fries, and a lemonade. And then if you want to change it up, get away from the fries, you go with the macaroni and cheese. That you can't go wrong with that. Dave says Popeyes best chicken strips hands down. Agree with that.
Yes!
Very good.
Yes!
Re-signed Scotty Miller. I don't necessarily think he's out there. I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's on the Pittsburgh Steelers to face them, but we'll see if he makes the team. Dave says I had high hopes for McMillan. Me too, my friend, especially with interviewing him, getting an opportunity to interview him. Virgin Boys, $1.99 right there. Thank God Jason drafted Ibuka. 8 out of 10 is the confidence level. That is the other question out there. What's your confidence level from 1 to 10 of this Bucs offense without McMillan, without Godwin, and without Tristan Wirfs? Good stuff. Join that right there. Do that. And I don't know where Roger Shue is, the tribal troll.
Acknowledge me.
But he's the guy that is the moderator for the YouTube right there. And we need as many YouTube super chats as possible. Facebook stars are open. If you love the content, we appreciate it. Virgin Boys, let's go out to Dave. 7.5 now with McMillan out. 9.0 with him healthy. So good stuff, Dave. Thank you. Bucs need to give the fans some news on Godwin. We need to know a timetable on his return. I don't think they're going to allow that or share that at this juncture. We did tell you our own Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports believes from his sources that Godwin is going to miss more than 4 games. Could be, late October, early November, because the Bucs do not want to take a chance for Godwin to re-aggravate that injury, if that makes sense. Let's go out to Mike again. It's Bridgewater's job to lose. He will be the backup. So many questions tonight. Who is the backup, in your opinion, for this team, Bucs fans? Is it Teddy Bridgewater? Is it Kyle Trask? What is your confidence level going into Atlanta? From 1 to 10, we hear 8.5. We hear 7.5. Harry is saying 5. I believe Leo said 8. What's your confidence level? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Dave. The O-line and the Steelers game more to me with the run blocking. Bucky had nowhere to go. Exactly. I agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Dave Moser. We got Dave England and David Moser. I think we'll be okay if the tight end and Shepard can play as they did last year. We'll be fine. I mean, that's a big-time key. Absolutely big-time key. Shepard, especially making this team as a veteran because he's got the reps. He's been able to do that. He's also got the chemistry with Baker Mayfield. That's why I thought, whether you have Godwin, McMillan on this team or not, even Ibuka, of course, and Evans, that Shepard would make this team somehow, some way because of that veteran presence. And I think Tez Johnson. The other guys that could be out or could be on the bubble are Trey Palmer, Cam Johnson. Why? Because they can't stay healthy. And they're inconsistent. And even Iraq Jarrett, who you love. Ryan Miller could make this team now because he's a consistent option. He catches everything that's being thrown to him. He's a gamer. He plays like a gamer. Garrett Green maybe makes the special teams. I doubt it because I think it's Tez Johnson. But you never know. That's a wide receiver turned quarterback. He used to be a quarterback. Now he's a wide receiver. So TJ is the man. He absolutely is the man.
Yes!
We love him. We love TJ Rives. There we go right there. Let's go out to Dave. The great TJ Rives. We love you. Hour early. Absolutely. Lamar says, aloha, Peter and TJ. Thank you very much. All the way from Oregon right there, Lamar. Let's go on to my old buddy right there, Mr. Misador. Does Miller make the 53 now? He certainly may. I think it's a great point because Ryan Miller catches everything. He also was involved with this team last year. Catches everything, dependable wide receiver. That's what you don't have in Trey Palmer. That's what you don't have in a Cam Johnson because they can't stay healthy. And when they are healthy, they're not able to catch the ball consistently. That's what you got to have from your wide receiving core. So good stuff there, me. Keep on doing what you're doing, my friend. Great work. As always, don't be a stranger here on The Evolution. Let's pray for J-Mac on a speedy recovery. Bucs family. Agree with that.
Yes!
Let's go out to me, Sador. The catch was nice, but the pass was nice too. I think you're talking about Ibuka. You're absolutely correct because there's nobody else that's going to get that. And it's a perfect pass and an even better catch by Ibuka. That does not look like a rookie. And I disagree with Harry. I get it that, it's a lot to ask for a rookie. I think he's ready. I think he's a strong character guy. Everything that you hear from training camp, coming out of a great program in the Ohio State University of the Ohio State Buckeyes right there, national champions. He's been well coached. He's a good character guy, runs great routes, catches everything that's thrown. Ask Rondé Barber. Rondé Barber talked about this a month ago. He was raving about him, how everything that is thrown his way, he catches. And that's what you've seen in the preseason highlights from the first game to the second game. I don't think the limelight is too much. I don't think the spotlight is too much for this kid. I don't. Maybe he is the next Mike Evans to where he comes in as a rookie, steps up, and is productive. Maybe he is the next Michael Clayton where in his rookie year, he's very successful. Maybe he is the late, great Mike Williams in his rookie year that steps up. There have been wide receivers in the league. It's tough, but it's happened. And it's happened with this organization. So we'll see. Raina says White was back practicing today. Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a good thing. Misador says Braswell equals JTS 2.0. Me, I'm not ready to go there yet. Not ready to go there with this kid. We saw something from him. It was good to see that from him the other night. I think he's better than JTS. Of course, JTS not here anymore. And what he's talking about is just running all over the place and not finishing, not having any moves, just using his speed or athleticism, if you will. But he's got more than that. You could see that. He'll get the opportunity. He'll continue to show that. Even Todd Bowles talked about how he was impressed with Braswell the other night, which is good. It's a good thing. You have to show up. And he said this. I think we talked about this the other night, but we'll go back to it. He says he's been taking the next step since he got back to training camp. His game doesn't revolve around sacks. You have to be a good overall football player. He's playing faster, smarter, doing a lot of the little things that go unnoticed. We have no problem putting him in the rotation. He also has become a heck of a special teams player. He's playing with more physicality because he's playing faster, understanding what he's doing. And that's what we like about him from Coach Todd Bowles. Miller, Shepard, and Tez will be on the 53. Miller, Shepard, Tez. I think that's your final three right there. And you're looking at Trey Palmer, Cam Johnson, and Rack Jarrett being the odd man out. But who knows? Maybe they overperform, and maybe you have a tough decision to make. These are good problems to have. And right now, it is a problem because of all the injuries that you have in that wide receiving room. So good comment there.
Yeah.
Let's go out to sit and go Bucs all day long. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
He says go Bucs. He says go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go Bucs. Good stuff there. Aloha Greek, says Lamar. Dave, Batman, The Dark Knight Rises. Very, very good with the movie trivia right now. correct, with Bane there and Catwoman. Good stuff. And again, the football players that were in that, can we name those? I believe it was Ben Roethlisberger. It was Hines Ward. And was it one of the Pouncey brothers? Was it Maurice Pouncey that was also in the movie? You have to take a look at that. I've watched it like 100,000 times. I mean, people hate the fact that I love that movie so much, but you watch a movie, like I watched The Dark Knight Rises, I watched The Dark Knight, I never get tired of it. I never do. Like I know most every line from that movie, and I watch it. I love the superhero movies. I do, especially the Batman series there. Christopher Nolan just nailed it. Everybody else after that,
That's clearing up the suck right there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Ronald Acuna. That's a good one right there. Ronald Acuna. So we should have mentioned that, but good comment. Ichiro, Clemente both had cannon arms. Absolutely. Dave says Willie Stargell was another great pirate. Good stuff. Mike, Sister Sledge, we are family. I knew that. You guys were like acting like I didn't know that. I know that kind of stuff. Like I know this stuff that I shouldn't know. Being 46 years old, I can definitely age myself out. But if you ask me trivia question, my brain is like that sometimes. It's just crazy. Like I can remember stuff from the Bucs in the 90s. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the highlights of those bad Bucs teams. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember, where was I when I was doing that? Oh yeah, I was in my dad's car and he had the 8-track, and I was falling asleep because the Bucs were so bad at that point, right? But I was listening to the Bucs game with the great Gene Deckerhoff, right? Gene was tremendous. The Bucs, not so much, but Gene, awesome. 8-track no rewind. Absolutely. Preseason is pointless these days. That it is mere. That's why most likely, as we talked about in the show, you're going to do away with it. You're not going to have 3 preseason games. Most likely, you're going to have 2 preseason games with an 18-game season. What do you think about that, football fans? Let's go out to Sun Devil Dave. What about Willie Mays and Barry Bonds? Answer that question. Good choices there. Mike D. Roche. Dave Parker had a cannon. Dave, again, watch Acuna for the Braves. He's the closest to Roberto today. Good stuff. Hey, Bo Jackson would have kept himself healthy. We read that. Good stuff. The Parker throw was in Montreal in the All-Star game. Ralph Williams right there, the bodyguard of the Berg. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Christopher Cole. Chiefs are not winning the West. Who is winning the West, Christopher Cole? Is it the Denver Broncos? Is it the Raiders? Is it the Chargers? That is one of the toughest divisions in all of football. In fact, you could throw this question out there. What is the toughest division, not named the NFC South? What is the toughest division in your opinion? Is it the AFC West with the Chiefs, with the Raiders, with the Chargers, with the Broncos? Or is it the AFC North with the Bengals, with the Ravens, with the Browns, with the Steelers? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Dave here. I still think the Bills don't have a true number 1 wide receiver. That's what you held them back. You may be right. Diggs was a cancer, but he was the best wide receiver they had. Very true. Dolphins win 7 games at most this season. I think that's true. I think their coach is on the hot seat, and I think, Tyreek Hill in that relationship, talk about a cancerous player, supremely talented, but definitely a problem in that locker room. Let's go out to Trevor. Trevor, welcome to the Evolution. First questions of the night here, my friend. Who is your backup quarterback going into 2025? Is it Teddy Bridgewater? Is it Kyle Trask? And then the second question, what's your confidence level from 1 to 10 on this Bucs offense with Jalen McMillan, Chris Godwin, and Tristan Wirfs missing some majority of the season? Welcome to the Sports Web.
Well, thanks for having me, Peter.
Yes, sir.
So first, I'll start off with backup quarterback, most definitely Teddy Bridgewater.
Why Bridgewater?
Well, he has a ton of experience. That's number one. Experience matters in this league.
Okay.
He if you look at his track record, he has done a very good job being a backup. Think about that season, 2019 New Orleans Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees got hurt.
Yep.
He did an exceptional job. I think he won 5 games when he was when Drew Brees missed time that year.
I believe you're right about that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he he has a proven record that he knows how to play that role very well. You know what I mean? And I know some people are shitting on him because of that throw to McMillan and blaming him. But I mean, injuries are a part of the game. I mean, do we blame Baker when he threw that ball to Chris Godwin last year against Baltimore? Or are we blaming him for that?
No. The coach got blamed, though.
yeah. And the coach, Todd Bowles got, he got blamed. And, and honestly, like, I think that's a more legitimate argument versus blaming your quarterback who's just going out there making plays and accidents happen,
right.
and trust me, man, like no one was more pissed about the situation. I wasn't pissed at anybody, it's the situation, because, I really was, hoping that McMillan, I really thought McMillan was going to have a great season this year.
Yeah.
He still might, it's just going to have to be later on in the year. But, it just comes to show you that pick, Emeka Egbuka, seems like it's a genius move from the Bucs front office now, when we was all scratching our head back in April. We ain't scratching it anymore.
Well, listen, I was privy to some knowledge. I text my guy, Leo, and we were privy to some knowledge on some of the Godwin situation. We didn't say anything, but I was kind of foreshadowing to that of why you pick Egbuka in the first place. So, and you could see when the reaction, when that pick is going down, I'm throwing out wide receivers because I don't think it's as far-fetched as a lot of people thought it was because of hearing this information. And then also going back to last year and saying, look at what happened when they lost Evans and they lost Godwin. They had McMillan and Shepard, and and some guys off the street. So why not take possibly the best wide receiver in this draft, or somebody that's closest to Chris Godwin with the character and the route running and everything? Why not get the next Chris Godwin in the future of your team? It makes perfect sense. Absolutely perfect sense. So,
yeah. And, no one's going to be a bigger Emeka Egbuka fan than me.
Sure.
Because, brother, we need him now. We need you, Emeka. If you're out there listening, brother, we love you and we need you, brother.
Right. And we heard from McMillan just a couple months ago at the Expo talk about, Egbuka. Maybe we'll play that interview because that was with Elijah Roberts. We get a little bit of time with McMillan. And I hate to say this, but a lot of the guys that I interviewed on that show, Tristan Wirfs gets hurt. Levante's not hurt, knock on wood. That's a good thing. But Antoine Winfield Jr. gets hurt. Izien gets hurt. And McMillan gets hurt. So I don't want to say I'm a curse at this point, but I kind of feel bad because most of the players we interviewed are all injured at this point.
Jesus Christ, man. Season we ain't even had a single snap in the regular season, and we're already beat to hell.
I'm telling you, man. Football is a tough physical game.
Todd Bowles,
yeah,
I'm banning all starters from practicing. I'm banning all starters from leaving.
Bubble wrap them up. Bubble wrap them all up. We'll get them ready for week 1 versus the Falcons. Yes.
We got to treat these players now like the freaking pandemic. You know what I mean?
Oh, jeez.
If we got to give them a bruise test. If they come in, if they're bruised up, they go home. But like, you're not even allowed to be in the facility today.
Everybody's wearing masks around. Everybody's staying 6 feet away from each other. That's
exactly.
what you're talking.
Like, I've had enough of this.
What a weird time that was. I got to tell you, what a weird time.
Yeah. So, and these guys, I need them to sit still.
Right.
Just, if they want to get better,
sure,
go watch film.
Right.
Go watch film and lift weights and diet and exercise correctly.
Simulate it. Simulate all what do they do? The simulation, do that. Or just go play Madden at this point. Just don't get hurt. Just don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. So.
And now what about like Winfield Jr.? Is he going to be ready for week 1 or do they?
It looks like it. He returned to practice, made a splash play. And again, we talked to him, and the first 2 questions I asked him, he could be the best safety in the league. What did he say? The emphasis was on health. The second question, do you feel like you're the best safety in the game? I have to stay healthy this year. Paraphrasing. That's what he mentioned. He mentioned that whole interview. That was his mindset coming in, that he had to stay healthy. And again, did he take a step back last year? He knows he took a step back. A lot of people knows that he took a step back. That defense is different when Winfield Jr. is not healthy. He has to stay healthy. He has to be 100%. If he's 100%, I definitely think he can return to form of 2023 being the best safety in the league, bar none, period.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Like I was telling you, Peter, if I'm Todd Bowles, I'm banning Winfield from practicing. I'm like, you're not allowed to practice until the season starts, brother.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Right.
care how ready you're ready to get out there. Like, you're going to sit still. You just going to, like I said, watch film, diet and exercise, hydrate, and just be ready, brother.
That's
what
it.
I would tell them.
That's it.
And then what was the other question you had? It was
what's your confidence level on this team and this offense without Tristan Wirfs and Godwin and
I
of course
got to be
McMillan?
honest with you,
Okay.
Peter. Because we're losing bodies, it's starting to dwindle slightly. I mean, because people say next man up all you want.
Sure.
We know damn well that when your starters aren't out there, your team becomes a different team.
Sure.
It's one thing if you missing one, maybe two guys. When it starts piling up, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
It's working against you at that point. So I'd be lying to say that I wouldn't. There's not a level of concern because it's not like we're playing. We got a pretty tough schedule. We always got the first place schedule because we're always the division champs.
Sure.
But so we don't have a cakewalk schedule, and it's crazy because it's like I feel like every team is going to come out swinging on us this year.
Oh yeah, of course. And those first 4 games will tell the story, right? You got the Atlanta Falcons on the road. You got the Houston Texans on a primetime game, which the Bucs have struggled, and they've got a good pass rush. So will Tristan Wirfs be back by then? We'll see. Hopefully he is. If not, that's a challenge for Charlie Heck, who, what the heck, didn't look great on that offensive line the other night. Pressure-wise when it comes to the passing game, and, of course, opening up holes for the running game. And then you've got the Jets. You come home and play. And then, of course, here come the Philadelphia Eagles, which the Bucs have had success, but they're still the Super Bowl champions. It's a challenge. So those first 4 games will really, set the table, if you will. We've seen this team struggle. We've seen this team in the middle of the season have their struggles and come back, but still you like to get off to a good start. You really would.
I'll be honest with you, Peter. If we can start the first 4 games at 2-2 at 500, I'll take it.
You take it.
And I know some people are like, oh, well, dang, why would you want to be 2-2? I mean, obviously, clearly you want to win every damn game on the schedule, but
sure,
when you're down bad and you're injured, that's just an uphill battle. Yeah, I mean, if we can be 2-2 those first 4 weeks, I think we'll have a chance. But I feel like we definitely have to be Atlanta week 1. We have to.
Well, we definitely talked about how important that is because it does count for 2. It is a divisional game, and of course, you got to win those. And Atlanta could be the biggest competition in that NFC South. Trevor, so what's the number at this point? What's your number?
Well, win-loss record?
No, but the confidence level 1 through 10.
Offensively, I'm gonna say a 6.5.
All right, 6.5, Trevor. Appreciate the call, my friend. Anything else here on the evolution?
To all the players on the Buccaneers, specifically starters, sit your asses down. And that's it.
Good stuff, Trevor. Appreciate the call, man. Use the second one if you like, okay?
Will do.
All right, man. Good stuff there. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good comments. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Let's go ahead and update the Rays score. They were down 3-1, tied up 3-3 going into the 10th against the New York Yankees, who absolutely bombed them last night. I think it was 9 home runs. They're continuing to hit home runs in this game. It is tied up. So hopefully the Rays win, as they right now are coming into the night 61-65. Tom Brady does not like that.
That's good enough to suck right there.
He does not like that. So hopefully the Rays can pull out this victory here, as it will be the last time the Rays will face the Yankees for the season there at Steinbrenner Field. All right. So we'll go back out to the comments, and then we will get to turnbuckle talk. Big time news today, Wrestling Palooza. You heard me right there on ESPN on September 20th. We'll get into that in just a little bit. All right. So Dave says, I disagree with Harry. I think the Pats will finish second in the AFC East. Dave says, Jason loved the Gator shirt. Peter showing his Gator hates. I'm 8.25 confident. Mike D. Roche. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike D. Roche. And of course, Dave right there. Damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell is the matter with you?
I'm going to have to rewatch the episode. Always able to rewatch the episodes here of the evolution of Sports Talk Television, whether it's Monday, Wednesday, or after the games, before and after Bucs games here on the Sports Web. We appreciate all the views, the likes, the shares. As by the way, I don't know if you know this or not, but we'll continue to report on this. 219,000 views in the last 28 days on Facebook. Yeah. So again, just continue to watch this show. We got t-shirts coming. We got some surprises here for the webheads and the Tampa Bay sports fan. My beautiful mother right here, watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web, Amped Up Sports. Harry Leo Trask going to show them in Buffalo. Let's go Bucs. She's a Trask fan, so we go back and forth on this. But she said, "Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs."
Wait up, little boy. Stop. Wait up.
Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Let's go Bucs. There it is. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Mom. Love you. As always, Peter, listening to Sister Sledge. Definitely. How did you know? How did you guys know I was listening to George Michael, Faith, and Father Figure and all that stuff? Guys, I got a Tesla. I'm not listening to any of that at all. Maybe sometimes a little bit of old school, but I ain't listening to that. I'll tell you right now. Listen to West Coast. Listen to little Snoop Dogg, Dre, Eminem, Lil Wayne, and then the new stuff here, 21 Savage, getting into a little bit of that. I've been, it's great because, again, you're driving the Tesla around, you're working, you're making money, and then all of a sudden somebody tries to come up next to you. They're trying to race you, and boom, just like that, 4.5, 5 seconds, you're at 70 miles an hour with the booming system in the back. Yes, I'm aging myself, but I have a good time. I have a good time on the weekends when I'm not doing this show and I'm not at Guide to Insure talking to Gertrude and Esther and all the people we just talked about tonight that I made fun of, that I can make fun of on this show, that I won't do it at work because I would lose my job. I didn't want to do that. I'm 60. Well, there you go. Is 49 still young, Harry? Yes, it is. 46 is still young. I'll be 47, by the way, in October 3rd. So, guys, get me something if you like.
Oh, yeah.
We want a Bucs win. That's what you want. Bucs win on October 5th versus the Seattle Seahawks on the road. Still young. Absolutely. The Marine right there. Ron, thanks a lot for tuning in. Village people. Yes, of course. Macho Man as we go.
Oh, yeah.
And YMCA, of course.
Yes. Yes.
That's what we do here. Dave, Peter, George Michael, Faith. Come on, man. Of course. Yeah. A father figure too. Because some people think I'm an old guy with this beard. But I tell you right now, if I shave this beard, I definitely look a little bit younger. Still, people say I look young in the face. So I got no wrinkles, I don't think. I look pretty good. I'm carrying myself well, eating well, training well, working lots of time here. No drinking, no doing drugs. So I think I've held up pretty decently, if you will. Raina says, Peter is awesome. Leave him alone. Thank you very much, Raina, right there. There it is right there. There's the victory right there. Raina says, sure. Dave says, Greek. Leo, good to see you guys. Keep up the great work. Always good stuff from you too, Dave. Appreciate it. As always, I'm fluffy, not fat. Ha ha. Raina says, bye, Harry. Dave, Peter, I don't have to tell you, you do a great job because you always do. Best show on the web. Appreciate that. Greg Cole says, great job, you guys. Thanks a lot for watching.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Fries and ketchup. I mean, I like fries and ketchup. What's wrong with fries and ketchup? You guys are killing me with this stuff. I love ketchup. I love fries. I love mustard and ketchup on my hot dog. What is wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I played Teddy 3 quarters versus Buffalo. Trask 1 quarter. I think they may get some equal playing time. Like Trask may play more in this game, and we'll see how it plays out. Cade, tight end, will need to step up big time. Cade Otton, good stuff there. Tim.
Oh, yeah.
I call Buka. Mike Evans light. Like it. Lamar 50-50 with Teddy and Trask against Buffalo. That's certainly possible. Lamar, what do you think about 50 top players reveal? Have not gotten a chance to take a look at that. I got to be honest with you. Saw some of it. I will take a look at it. We will have more of that next week. I promise you, Peter. Have you ever seen a game at the Big Sombrero? Of course I did, with my father taking me to my first football game. And I believe, and I'm trying to go back here, a long time. First game was against the Minnesota Vikings. And the coach at the time was Richard Williamson. And I believe it was 91 or 92. And it was absolutely just hot, just ridiculous, hot. The football bleachers, just terrible. A great place to watch a football game, but it was very, very hot. There's definitely memories there. I believe the Bucs won that day. I think they won that day. So it's always a good thing when they win. Not so much when they lose. And we've been to some losing games, of course, and seen them on TV, but definitely remember that. Been to a couple games at the Sombrero, and that's the one I can remember. I can't remember the other one. I think there's only one game I've been to. Starters should be banned from playing in the preseason, says Trevor Miller. All right, let's go and talk about this safety situation, and then we will get on to turnbuckle talk. Todd Bowles had this to say: they played a lot. I'm finished going through the tape yet, but Merriweather has been the most experienced since he was here last year, played the last half of the season. He knows both positions. He also says Wisdom was on the practice squad last year, actually played nickel cornerback in the second half because we were down corners. Did a heck of a job playing nickel. Strong safety, free safety from knowledge standpoint. Shiloh is very aggressive, very young, very hungry. He can make plays in the box, run down to give us 100% on special teams. This last week is going to be very important for those guys to show up. Let's go out to Lamar. Let's go Bucs. Mahalo, Peter. Thank you very much.
Wait up, little boy.
Appreciate it.
Wait up.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Appreciate it. Yes, they did not win many that year. You're exactly right. In fact, they fired Ray Perkins in that, I believe, I'm trying to see here. I think it was 91 or 92 when they fired Ray Perkins. And of course, Richard Williamson became the interim head coach and then eventually became the coach. And then they moved on with Sam Weiss. So I'm trying to think of what year that was. It was 91 or 92. See, go all the way back. It was definitely thinking 92. I think it was 92. And I'm looking right now for it. Bucs versus the Vikings, because of course they played them twice. 92 in Tampa. They did win this game. Let's take a look at this. What is the score? Historical 92 schedule. Go to TampaBayBuccaneers.com. Let's see here. Of course, they lost the first one, which I believe was with Steve DeBerg, 26-20. And then, maybe they didn't. Hold on a sec here. I don't think maybe it wasn't 92. Hold on a sec. Was it 92 or was it 91? Hold on. Hold the phones here. Let's see. Stand by. Yeah, they won that one. I thought they won that game. I guess they didn't win that game. Jeez. Maybe it was 90. Was it 90? Was it 1990? Wow. Hold on a sec. I thought they won the game. I'm pretty sure they won the game here. Okay, they won there. And then they won there, 26-13. That was the game. It was 1990 at the Sombrero right there. There you go. So I'm pretty sure they fired Ray Perkins in the middle of that year in 1990, as I'm looking right now online. Let's see how they did here. And then in the middle of the season, they made Richard Williamson. the interim head coach, and they came back and won 26-13. And then he became their coach for the next couple years until Sam Weiss was brought in 92, 93, I think. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm just looking here. See if I can jog my memory really quick. Open phone lines if you want to talk about anything that we have talked about tonight for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In fact, what is your confidence level at this point with the Bucs offense, with the missing weapons they had, from 1 to 10? And then who is the backup quarterback for this team? Is it Teddy Bridgewater or is it Kyle Trask? So, yes, he passed away in 2015. There you go. So right there, there it is. Williamson spent 27 years in coaching. He was Buccaneer franchise history. He became the 4th head coach in Buccaneer history on December 3rd, 1990. Remaining in that position for the remainder of 90 season and all of 91. And then they hired, of course, Sam Weiss in 92. It's a new day in Tampa Bay. There you go. I told you I knew something. I had to jog my memory just a little bit there. All right. So I'm getting some comments here. Let's go ahead, update the race score, and we'll go to turnbuckle talk in just a moment. Let's see that. Unfortunately, we got some bad news as the Rays did tie it up. And then in Rays true fashion, Austin Wells and Carlos Stanton, 6-3, New York Yankees. Let's see here. I hope the Bucs play in Europe. Don't see that. It's not happening this year, but they have in the past. So there you go. All right. So going back to the safety situation with Shiloh, he said he did a heck of a job playing nickel, this being wisdom. Strong safety and free safety from the knowledge standpoint. Shiloh is very aggressive, being Shiloh Sanders. Very young, very hungry. He can make plays in the box, run down to give us 100% on special teams. This last week is going to be very important for those guys to show up. So if there is a reason why you tune in on Saturday night, which hopefully you tune into the postgame, I think we're going to be there representing the Sports Web and, of course, in collaboration with the J.P. Peterson Show. That would be the reason to watch guys like Shiloh Sanders, to watch this quarterback competition, to watch who sticks in this wide receiving room. Will it be Tez Johnson? Will it be Trey Palmer? Will it be Cam Johnson? Will it be Ryan Miller? Will it be Sterling Shepard? One of these guys stick out and change the mind of this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team? Of course, the Bucs also have injuries at the cornerback situation, with Benjamin Morrison being out, with other players being out. So guys have an opportunity to earn a job, maybe not with this team, but with other teams. That's the important thing. So even though the starters will not play, I do not think they're going to play at all. There are still some guys on this team that you should watch. And I think one of them is, Shiloh Sanders. With the Desmond Watson situation, because we kind of talked about this, Todd Bowles has had some comments on that, talking about how he may be in their future plans, but it looks like he's not going to make this team. In fact, they're going to have some type of decision here in the next couple of days. I think he's looking at the practice squad at this point. That's where I can see it. Unfortunately, he was not able to lose enough weight. That's what it came down to. So you're not able to lose enough weight. You're not able to be in shape. But it will be interesting to see, what he will do for this team in the future. He says, and this is what Bulls had to say, there's something we're going to meet about in the next 2 days. I like to have some long-term plans for him going forward because he's making some progress, and I feel like down the line he can help us, but we'll have those conversations toward the end of the week. Of course, Watson can go to the reserve NFI list to start the year. That would allow him to continue his goal of losing weight. He would not count toward the active roster on this list, and this is what River Wells from SI wrote. He would not count toward the active roster on the list, but the team also doesn't have to pay him any money either. So it's likely they'll come to some sort of agreement on that end. Once the team wants Watson to make an attempt to play, he would have 21 days to come off the NFI list. After the period of practice, the Buccaneers can either cut him or activate him to the active roster, so would leave them with some options. He's already lost 40 pounds, but hasn't been able to practice, has now lost enough weight. If he can get in shape, who knows? I definitely think he will be in the Bucs plans, according to Todd Bowles. With that being said, let's go out to this break really quick as I get my notes ready for Turnbuckle Talk. You're watching the evolution of sports talk television. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. Here we go.
We're here in the Keeneland room where a lot of VIPs take betting very seriously. And I have found no one other than Harry the Greek, I've been told is your name.
Absolutely. It's Harry the Greek. How are you?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Now tell me some of the bets you have for today.
Oh, for sports with FanDuel? Unbelievable. I got some really good upsets this week. I actually played the Bears in the money line, and my upset special is the New York Jets.
Oh, got a sleeper. I like it. Okay, what about for the horse racing today?
A lot of pick fives, pick fours. We're having a fabulous time out here with Keeneland. And I'll tell you what, it's great to be part of DVG and FanDuel.
I love to hear that. And so for anyone that's maybe at home that's new to sports betting at all, what advice would you want to give them?
The one bit of advice, I actually give it out on my podcast at the end. Keep your bets low and your returns high. That's the most important things. Always stay within your means, but always keep your bets low and your returns high.
Definitely like that safe betting for sure. All right, well, thank you so much and good luck today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Back to you all.
All right, so there you go. There's our buddy right there, Harry the Greek. Wanted to reset open phone lines. If you want to talk Turnbuckle Talk, we'll switch gears here. Big time news today in the pro wrestling world. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 as we're live here on Facebook, LinkedIn Live, YouTube, Twitter, and of course, Instagram Live. Let's go out to Mike. What position on the Bucs not hurt, excluding punter and place kicker? Linebacker, although they are hurt there. That's a great question. I mean, they have definitely been banged up. So this has not been necessarily the way you want to see a team start out the year. We'll put that out there. Let's go out to Sun Devil Dave. All right, my friend. How do we start out this call, my friend? How do we start it out?
Thank you for wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
There you go. Exactly. That's exactly.
How you doing,
correct.
man?
I'm doing good, man. You know, just trying to navigate through these this injury stuff, trying to stay positive, and then go to the job that we both work at. You look at me. I'm about ready to pull all my hair out, including all my beard here at this point. But we made it through. So there you go.
Okay.
Yes, we'll be okay.
You're still 6 feet above ground, or 5 foot 7 feet above ground.
Well, there you go. Exactly.
Sun shining on all of us. So
it is.
We'll be fine.
It is. Yes.
So
absolutely.
I think the Bucs are going to be fine. Let's look at their their depth chart, and I think that hopefully the Ohio State rookie's going to.
What's your number 1 to 10 on this Bucs team? This confidence of this offense, 1 to 10.
Right now, I would say, because we don't know how long Godwin's going to be out. 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks.
Okay.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
So if Godwin comes back week 4, I'm thinking I'm 7.
Okay.
If Godwin is out for more than 4 weeks, then it probably drops to like a 5.
Okay. All right.
It's just because we don't know. I mean, I love Mike Evans. I think he's a future Hall of Fame, probably going to be first ballot Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that, he gets those hamstring injuries, man. He'll be good for a quarter, then he'll be out for a quarter, and then might show up the fourth quarter, then he's out for a week, then he comes back, and you
become a lingering thing. You can definitely become a lingering thing. Yes,
that's
absolutely.
That's the X factor. If Evans stays healthy,
sure,
and the Ohio State kid pans out, then I think my confidence goes up to like a 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And now we got to make sure White's healthy too. He's going to be okay. I know he's got that groin injury, right?
Yep. Groin injury to Rashad White. And then you've got Godwin with the ankle. And, of course, Jalen McMillan with the severely sprained neck. So not good news. Yes.
Okay. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
On the bright side, I got to do my Cubs update. They snuck out another victory. Bases loaded.
Yes.
Valencia forces Willie Contreras to line out. And Hoyer, I know, got a lot of flack because they really didn't go after a top tier pitcher, because most of teams that had top tier talent. They wanted their third baseman Shaw and this other kid named Cassie, who's a right fielder, who's remarkable. I'm so glad they didn't give these guys up. Shaw made a remarkable play tonight. He hits a home run in the 8th inning. Cassie's been hitting. Tucker's been sitting on the bench. He's doing a reset. So, hey, I'll just tell you know what, Tucker could go to Tampa Bay right now because he really ticks me off. This guy wants $500 million, and he doesn't even show up this last month. He's batting like 165 with like 0 homers in July.
That's terrible. That's
so
not good.
He'll be okay, but I think I'm glad Way Hoyer and them made some choices. But I know you want to get into. We got to do turnbuckle talk, right?
Well, the big news here. I want to share this with everybody.
Yeah, WrestlePalooza.
Yes, the Wrestling Palooza, which they kind of stole that from ECW, which ECW had that a long time ago with Tommy Dreamer and Rob Van Dam and of course Paul Heyman. Wow. But they stole the name. They used it because they own it. They
own all the ECW library.
Yes, it's going to be September 20th for Wrestling Palooza. The WWE ESPN revealed the first premium live event will be the first ever again WrestlePalooza, with a main event featuring WWE legend John Cena. The two companies.
Cody Rhodes going to be there.
Correct.
CM Punk.
Yeah, that's right. And the talk is, according to Mike Johnson, a PW Insider, on Wednesday morning, the two main events of the show is expected to Brock Lesnar and John. I gotta say it like Paul Heyman does. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, and the blow off match would occur on the PLE. And then Johnson adds that the undisputed WWE champion match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre is also supposed to be a part of the card. So what do you think of that? ESPN jumping in head first. As always, of course, hold on. The two companies also revealed Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia will take place on October 11th, followed by Survivor Series War Games in San Diego on November 29th. Of course, it was announced that WWE and ESPN reached an agreement for the broadcaster to become the exclusive home of premium live events starting in 2026. So doing it a little bit early now on September 20th. So your thoughts?
I think it's great. I'm wondering, I guess, TKO needs to make that money up.
Oh yeah, they do.
The money they did on the merch, and they got to cover their $8 billion. But I thought that was going to start till 2026. So I guess, another change of plans, which is good.
Yep.
And I kind of miss the old days, remember when Triple H used to do that whole WWE network that took off, in 2014?
Yes.
And you get all of it for $9.99. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that. $9.99, the
now
good
you
old
get
days.
All of it so we get this straight. When WWE Network came out, you could pretty much get, if you had cable, you got your PLEs, your library. Then, of course, if you wanted to watch Raw and SmackDown, you had to have either, I think it was USA and whatever, CW or Fox.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to pay $29.99, or if you have cable, then if you have ESPN, I think you're okay, right? You get the PLEs is free, but if you pay your whatever $90 a month or $100 a month for cable,
right?
If you have the ESPN, regular ESPN, you're getting the PLEs. If you don't, then you're paying $29.99, which is what I'm going to do. I don't have regular cable. I just have the ESPN package.
Sure.
I'm going to upgrade on August 21st for that. And then I have my Netflix and, everything else. But yeah, in order to watch Raw, Raw, SmackDown, and the PLEs, you have to pay $8 for Netflix, $90 for your cable. And then, you're not paying $90, or you're paying $30 plus $8 for watching Raw.
Right.
So I like it. I'm happy. They're jumping the gun. I'm excited. I'll see what ESPN does. Wondering if these are going to be more PG oriented pay-per-views because Disney's involved.
Sure.
How they're going to handle like the blood and smashing, the swearing, and all that. But that'll be interesting to see. I'm thinking that the production value, the quality of the matches are probably going to be top notch.
Mm-hmm.
Disney ESPN. So I'm excited. Really, really excited for that. I sent you that. Did I send you that big Vito post?
Yeah, you did send me that. Bret Hart once again trying to.
Yeah.
He's upset about WWE not having a spot for him, and then Big Vito. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I assume
it's
that
hilarious.
Big Vito went in with
he
them.
He basically said there's a couple good quotes. Hey, you know what?
Say it.
You have every right to be pissed off at things. It's time to stop. But who the hell wants to hear it anymore? It's Goldberg, it's Hogan, it's Vince. I just threw up. You know what? People have lost their careers because of injury.
Right.
Some people have lost, concussions, broken necks. Some people have been paralyzed, people losing limbs, people have died. He basically just, finishes up with, somebody finally is broken. Now go have a miserable day. Quote, the best there was at pitching, the best there ever will be at pitching. And one last thing, the best there will ever be at pitching. The Donna spoke.
That's great.
So
that is tremendous by Vito.
On a positive note, though,
yes,
I have to look at the link. Bret Hart did come out with this Mount Rushmore. He talked about Ric Flair and The Rock, but he threw as kind of like a screwball in there. So he basically said one of my Mount Rushmore. He said is Shawn Michaels.
Wow,
which I was kind of shocked a little bit, but I'll find it. I'll send it to you. He goes, yeah, I put Shawn Michaels. I think he's an amazing wrestler. So even with all the beef and the Montreal screw job and them hating each other and sunny days and all the other little things that went on,
nonsensical
he
stuff.
came out.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels, he has been on a couple other Rushmores. I kind of forget about him, but
a lot of people forget about him.
The two Undertaker matches were amazing.
Right.
The two WrestleMania Undertaker matches were just incredible. And the match with Ric Flair I thought was great too. The retirement match.
Sure. Absolutely.
He doesn't get a lot of credit. So I'm happy about this WrestlePalooza. Kind of like bittersweet to see what happened to Naomi. I'm happy that she's having a baby with getting the big shots from Big Jenny. And she'll be taking some time off. I guess she's about 8 or 9 weeks pregnant. So actually she won the title and the Money in the Bank while she had her baby in there. That's
how about that, huh?
It's crazy. There's another story. I want to just throw this out there. I'm a big volleyball guy. So you remember Carrie Walsh and the other girl when they won the Olympics for the girls, the beach volleyball?
Yes,
remember that?
I think I do.
6'3".
Yes.
So basically, this was I think in 2012. She basically kept her pregnancy hidden. I think she was like 8 or 9 weeks pregnant when she won the gold medal, but she didn't want. I guess she kind of kept it. And I don't know what the whole deal is when they test people as far as they go through medical clearance, but she kept it hidden. And later on they found out, oh yeah, by the way, I was like 9-10 weeks pregnant, because I'm not gonna let a pregnancy stop me from getting the gold medal. So but anyway, I just want to throw that out there. But I'm happy for Naomi. I think what's going to happen is going to be probably a triple threat between Sky, Rhea Ripley, and I think Stephanie back here. I think that's probably going to happen a Clash of Paris. I think that would be the most sense, but they could do like a Royal Rumble thing. They could do some kind of 6-pack challenge. I mean, they could do a lot of different things. They kind of kept it under wraps, but I think that would make the most sense because they were gearing. It was supposed to be Naomi and Stephanie Bakir, I believe.
Yes, I think Stephanie Bakir would make lots of sense, and eventually have her versus Rhea Ripley. I think that's the big time payoff and money that everybody wants to see. Good stuff, Sun Devil Day. Appreciate
we'll
you.
See.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much it tonight. I don't, all these Bucs fans, it'll be okay. Just take it easy, because the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl anyway.
Take it easy. Take it easy. So yeah. So it's 8 for you. That's
7.5. I'll say right now, if Mike Evans stays healthy, then I think we'll be okay. And of course, if you said how do you say his name? Ibuka? Am I saying it right?
Ibuka.
Becca?
Yeah, Ibuka.
Ibuka.
Yeah,
If Ibuka stays healthy and he shows up, and Evans stays healthy, I think it's 7.5 to 8. We'll say 8.
All right, my friend.
If Godwin is out more than 4 weeks,
and
if Evans starts having hamstring problems, then time to call, like you said, Cooper. Maybe they only get AB back, man.
Yeah,
he's in good shape, right?
That's good enough to suck right there.
No,
AB. I love Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I bet you do. All right. He's too busy being with girlfriends or women from OnlyFans licking toilets and quitting on the team. He'll never be in a Bucs uniform ever, ever, ever. He's exactly what Jason Licht.
Didn't he get arrested for some kind of real estate or something with the HOA, and he blew up a condo?
Yeah, he needs to be arrested off of social media.
Something in Miami.
Yeah, he needs to be
All
banned.
Right, well,
yes. How do we end it off?
The Bucs are fine. Hey, again, go Bucs, go Bears, go Devils. Hey, college football actually this Saturday.
Yes.
We got 5 games.
Yes.
I think there's a Big 12 game. I think it's Iowa State, Kansas State or something. But
there you go.
Some college football is rolling. I guess USF's not until August 30th?
Well, it's Thursday night at Boise State. So we'll be right there covering it. Yeah.
So you'll be there. Okay.
I'll be there, my friend.
So God
we'll be
bless
covering
you, man.
it.
You know what? You're doing an amazing job, man.
Thank you,
for
Appreciate
making this show possible. And
yes.
all the people you got on there, Leo and all the other guys. So again, have a great night. Thank you for wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
There you go. That's it. He's done. Great stuff there. He said, "Go Bucs, go Bucs."
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs. It is exciting time.
How about them Bucs, baby?
How about that, Byron? All right, good stuff here. Let's see. Scott Marchant right there. My first Bucs game was 1977, final game of the season. Their second win of the season after they beat the Saints after going 0-26. Did you guys know that? Second game versus the Cardinals at the Sombrero. Bucs' first home win against the St. Louis Cardinals, if I remember right. Our quarterback was Gary Huff. At the end, they tore the goalpost down and dragged them to midfield of the Sombrero. Oh, my God. I almost remember seeing a Tampa police officer got hung up in the net. Tripped and fell. The net pulled his gun out. It was bouncing around on the net. Having an original ticket stub. That was Cardinals Hall of Famers head coach Don Coryell, Jim Hart. And I believe, was Coryell fired from them too? Was he fired at the, because I think Hank Stram was fired from the Saints. So did they fire Coryell also? I don't know if they fired him or not, but I remember hearing about a coach being fired. I think it was Hank Stram that was fired. But yeah, your second win right there by your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Scott. Appreciate that. He was the head coach from 73 to 77 in the San Diego Chargers from 78. He was known for the Air Coryell system, so he must have been fired at the time when he lost to the Cardinals. Let's see here. I'm looking back here, so I'm producing on air. He said the Cardinals, let's see, on the heels of a 26-20 loss to Washington, ended the team's playoff hopes. Don Coryell leveled a verbal blast at the local fans and the Cardinal management. I'm not saying I'm not staying in a place I'm not wanted. I like to be fired. Let me have a high school job.
That's good enough to suck right there.
So there you go. I remember him being fired. So, and then of course they had the great running back, Terry Metcalf, who is the father of who? Eric Metcalf, who is a Cleveland Brown running back at the time / wide receiver. Played pretty well. So there you go. Right there. There's some history down memory lane. Thank you, Scott, for that. Christopher Cole, congrats to Naomi and Jimmy on their baby. Absolutely a new bloodline, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about that. And Sandra Nagel, my mother says, Scott, great memories for sure. So thanks a lot for the memories. If you have any memories about your first game at the Sombrero, anything you want to talk about when it comes to the 50th season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, open phone line 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391 as we wrap it up here on Turnbuckle Talk. Any wrestling talk you want to have? Triple H had this to say again about WrestlePalooza happening on September 20th. He says on September 20th, WWE, ESPN are coming together for a can't-miss event to kick off our new partnership. The biggest superstars in WWE, the biggest brand in sports media. Are you ready? Absolutely.
Yes! Yes!
Christopher Cole says, go Cubs go. That game was so nerve-wracking. And unfortunately, if you are a Rays fan, not good news tonight. In fact,
that's good enough to suck right there.
Rays fall in extra innings to the New York Yankees, 6-4. Well, there you go. Losing continues. By the way, WrestlePalooza, as we talked about, ECW was a pay-per-view series that ran between 95 and 2000. Featured classic matches from iconic rivalries between Sabu, Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, and Raven. Dreamer finally defeated his arch rival Raven at ECW WrestlePalooza in 1997. And one of the most memorable moments in ECW history, the match was recognized by WWE as one of the top matches from ECW. So once again, the history of wrestling, Triple H taking care of that. They were also busy being WWE today, as WWE and Peacock have officially agreed to a multi-year partnership agreement and exclusive stream the Saturday Night Main Event series live on Peacock. Just as it did when it aired on NBC, Saturday Night's Main Event will stream in prime time 4 times each year. Will feature top WWE superstars, championship matches, and more. Now get this. Pay attention, wrestling fans. By the way, let me ask you this, Turnbuckle Talk fans. Is it too much? Is wrestling becoming oversaturated? Because, by the way, with WrestlePalooza, it is competing with AEW's All Out. So is it becoming oversaturated if you're a professional wrestling fan? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 as we almost are at the 3-hour mark here on the evolution of sports talk television. Hump day, man. You know me. I love Wednesdays for some reason. Mondays, if it's victory, we get to show the gun show. Victory! If not, then it's usually this. But Wednesday, for some reason, it's almost to the weekend. You got Thursday, it's Friday Eve, then you got Friday, then boom, we're to the weekend. And you got football, albeit one more preseason game, but it's at Raymond James Stadium, so you know what that means. It means, if I get credentialed, which it looks like I will, all you can eat there in the press box. And I'm going to take full advantage of it. You better believe it.
Yeah, baby.
Along with the JP Peterson show. Love it. Good stuff there. So hopefully we'll be there, and we'll see our good buddies out there. Ira Kaufman, the sage of Tampa Bay, Joe Bucs fan. Of course, Leo Haggerty. Ruth the Truth was out there. Good to see her. Rock Riley, always great to see him in the press box. Just good to see friends, You don't see him in a year, and then you get a chance to see him after a year, and it's good to see him again. So there you go. So WWE Peacock, now Saturday Night's Main Event. They will stream 2 nights of Saturday Night's Main Event this year, with the first taking place on November 1st. Additionally, Saturday Night's Main Event on December 13th will feature 17-time world champion John Cena in his retirement match. So let me put that date right out there. Saturday Night's Main Event, December 13th, will feature 17-time world champion John Cena in his retirement match. Of course, about a month ago, they had Bill Goldberg's retirement match as his speech was cut off for I don't know what it was cut off for. Again, we went through it. Naomi, real name Trinity Fatu, is married to fellow WWE star Jimmy Uso, is now pregnant. She is the stepmother to the Usos' 2 children, and she has been vocal wanting children with her husband over the years. So congratulations to her. So there you go. Of course, Roman Reigns helps Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw defeat Braun Breaker. What else happened? Io Sky defeats Raquel Rodriguez via pinfall. Penta defeats Xavier Woods. Finn Balor, JD McDonough defeat Iguana and Dragon Lee and the pinfall there. The Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch defeats Natalya via submission. And then Adam Pearce made a match between Sheamus and Rusev for Clash in Paris after the pair nearly began brawling for yet another week. And, of course, Naomi announced she was pregnant. And then this has been talked about, and we'll wrap this up right here. Chris Jericho's recent move has fueled talk of possible WWE return. Chris Jericho has not wrestled since AEW Dynasty on April 6th, where he lost the Ring of Honor World Championship to Bandito. A few days later, on April 9th episode of AEW Dynamite, Jericho walked out on his Learning Tree partners, Big Bill, Brian Keith, before being written off TV. Since then, Jericho has remained absent from AEW programming. Reports revealed that Chris Jericho took time off from AEW to focus on upcoming tour with his band Fozzy. Before stepping away, Jericho admitted to an interview that he would be open to a WWE return. Right there. His contract, according to reports, are about to end in December 2025 and suggested he could consider rejoining WWE depending on the situation. So With that being said, would you like to see Chris Jericho, right? It's never say never when it comes to WWE. I mean, like if CM Punk can come back with all the controversy after 10 years and walk out in a pay-per-view, why not Chris Jericho? It seems like everybody's leaving AEW. It used to be, and this is kind of like the trend, right? This is kind of the trend in WCW at the time. Remember the Monday Night Wars where everybody was leaving WWE at the time, going to WCW. And then eventually when WWE wins, everybody's going from WCW back to WWE. So there you go. Let's see. Jericho from my hometown. Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, his father was a hockey player. Is that correct, Mike DeRoche? I believe it is. Real name, is it Chris Irvine? I think that's his name, Chris Irvine. His father was a hockey player. Pete, you made the list. Ha. There you go. Made the list. All right, guys. So we'll wrap it up right there on Turnbuckle Talk. Thanks a lot to all the guests of the night. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire, the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network, Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports, the legend, former coach, scout, and now media member of Night Sports Productions, Amped Up Sports. And, of course, Jason Rubin of Amped Up Sports as he broke down the Buffalo Bills, the AFC East, getting you ready for Bucs versus the Buffalo Bills. It is the last preseason game. All I can say is thank God. It's going to be entertaining. Most likely we'll be live at the end of the game. Give me about 30 to 35 minutes on the field to set up. We'll get the evolution of sports talk television in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show. And just keep on watching, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake, and do three things. We'll keep it down. The roommates are here. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of sports talk television. As we always say to end the show, go Bucs.